Are you still good to go at 15, Ty?
Hello?
Yeah, you're loud and clear. All right, we're ready to go when you are, Ty. Ty, can you hear me?
He needs a minute. Can we go in 30?
Yeah, the intro's a minute.
Okay, go ahead and start intro.
All right, you got 33 seconds. $20. 10. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome, everyone, to Sportsmans Park. Time for Hobbs Eagle Baseball, the playoffs, semifinals of the 5A, live on the Eagle 100.5, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Ty, friend Ron Gunner with you. We waited for the thunderstorm to move out of the area, and we're ready for some baseball here at Sportsmans Park as the Hobbs Eagles take on the Sandia Matadors. Now, the Matadors bus just arrived through the gate as I'm looking out across to the left here, so it'll be a few minutes before they get to the field and warm up a little bit. The Eagles, of course, have been here waiting since this original start time. Before that, actually, but 6 o'clock we were slated to start, and now we're going to be at 6:30. So we'll get the pregame show going here as we prepare for this big contest. Of course, the Eagles finally getting through Carlsbad, having to play them several times this year, a couple of doubleheaders in district, and, of course, last week, or Tuesday, I should say, with that very close win, 4-2, to get the victory there to move on to this semifinal matchup. So it was kind of a nail-biter there. Eagles just holding on with enough runs to get the win. Definitely a hard one for them to play that team for the 5th time this season, but they got the job done, get the W in the book, and play the Sandia Matadors in this ball game. Of course, Sandia coming from Albuquerque. They've been here already, but they just waited to come to the park once this thunderstorm moved by. And in fact, they had 3 funnel clouds spotted in Lovington about an hour or so ago as the thunderstorm started to move through Lee County. So getting kind of questionable at that point, and some severe thunderstorm warnings. It looks like it's not going to be an issue now as we start to see some blue skies here at Sportsmans Park. It should be an exciting ball game. Again, the winner will go on to play on Saturday at 5 o'clock, the state championship from UNM Lobo Field there. Definitely something that you want to check out as well. We'll have coverage of that game if we have the Hobbs Eagles there, which we're crossing our fingers and supporting them all the way to that extent. But that will be live as well on some of our broadcasting stations. We're not going to be able to do a video for that one, but we will be able to do the radio here at the Eagle, and, of course, HobbsAmerica.com for the audio on top of that. So let's talk about first that game on Tuesday. The Eagles winning it in a close one, 4-2 the final in that contest. Of course, the winning pitcher in the game, Colton Graham, he threw 99 pitches in the victory, went through 26 batters, all 7 innings under his belt, and only gave up 7 hits. All those were singles, 2 runs scored for the Carlsbad Cavemen. He gave up 2 walks and 7 strikeouts as well. Now, the problem is, due to the rules with pitchers, if you pitch that many balls, that means you have to sit out a certain amount of games, and for him would be 5. So he will not be eligible to play either tonight or on Saturday if they make it to the championship. And that's across the board, not just for Hobbs, but any other team at the same situation. In fact, I was told earlier that one of the Sandia pitchers is in that same boat. He's going to be out if they make it to the championship as well. Again, tonight, Zach McPeters will be on the mound. Depending on how many pitches he gets, that could be the same boat for him in terms of not getting to play in that championship game, hopefully Saturday. So, again, a lot of questions about it. Depends on how many pitches you have. If you're getting in the 80s and 90s, you're going to be out a few days. So that was going to pretty much seal the deal. Now, if you keep it lower, 30s, 40s, 50s, you might still have a chance to come in for a few innings on Saturday. So, again, a lot of pressure on Coach Boyle to make those decisions. He's stuck with Colton Graham. In fact, I was told Graham himself told his coach he wanted to stay in the ball game to finish up with the win against Carlsbad. And you really got to go with your best pitching staff, which you have at that point in time, because that could be your last game of the season. So you can't really worry about the next game as much as get the W, which they did 4-2. Now, the Eagles did leave 8 players on base in that game. They struck out 7 times, got 2 walks, and were hit by 3 pitches against Carlsbad. In terms of multiple hits, not a lot of those going on for the Eagles, as they only finished up J.D. Parada with 2 for 3 at the plate. He did have an RBI. Caleb Simone came up with a big triple. He was also hit by a pitch and scored a run for the Eagles, so he definitely had a big bat there. Hunter Wright went 1 for 4, scored a run. Brevin McCool went 1 for 3 with a run. And a couple other guys getting on the base. Eric McNabb, he got hit by a pitch. He eventually scored for the Eagles. And Bernie Sakaris, although didn't get a hit, he had 2 walks, was hit by a pitch, and got an RBI because of one of those walks. So one of those base runners and the speed on the bases you always get from Sakaris definitely was a part of the win. Even though hits didn't come at everybody's bat, still people get done with the job there offensively, getting some help on the bases. That's definitely what you want to see. And it seems like it's kind of been a trend, especially against Carlsbad. The Eagles wrapped up the district schedule against them with the doubleheader, and then this past Tuesday, Carlsbad was out hitting him in all those games, but Eagles still getting the victory in 2 out of 3 of those. Of course, split on the last doubleheader and then 1 on Tuesday. But again, very tough district with Hobbs and Carlsbad. They're going head-to-head year after year. Just to get by them is good enough for Coach Boyle. Move on to the next round, which would be this Sandia team. And that's where we're at for this game tonight. The winner's going to play the winner between Oñate and La Cueva. That thing has been going back and forth. They had a delayed start as well. It was supposed to start at 4 o'clock up in Albuquerque, but they delayed by about 45 minutes. So they're about halfway through the game. It's been about a 1-run affair for much of it. Oñate was the winner of that Las Cruces district, came in with a 14-7 record. They're the 8th seed. They actually upset number 1 Rio Rancho 1-0 to start the actual tournament itself. Rio Rancho was 20-0 on the season before getting beat by Oñate, so a big upset there. La Cueva's the number 4 seed. They beat Cleveland, the number 5 seed, in kind of a rubber match, 10-4 in that one earlier this week as well. So Oñate La Cueva playing as we speak up in Albuquerque. The winner of that game will play the winner of this one. So definitely going to be some excitement to see how that's going to transpire as well. Now, we do know in terms of the starting lineup for the Eagles at this point, it's going to be Alderetti at first, Sakaras at second, Graham at third. McCool pick up the shortstop position, Singleton behind the plate, and Zach McPeters on the mound for the Eagles. In terms of the outfield, Wright will be in left. Sorry to say it that way. McNabb, the center fielder, and Parada in right. And that should be your starting lineup. In terms of the batting order for Hobbs, Wright, Graham, McNabb, and McCool 1 through 4. Then it's Parada, Simone, Sakaras, Alderetti, and Singleton will round out the order for the Eagles. We don't have the lineups yet for Sandia as their bus just pulled up into Sportsmans Park. We do know that they did get a very close victory this past Tuesday. They knocked off Rio Grande by a single run, and we're going to get their lineup here in just a second. In terms of that victory, that was a back-and-forth affair as Sandia was going toe-to-toe with Rio Grande. They finally got the win 8-7. Of course, Sandia the number 3 seed and Rio Grande the number 6 seed. 8th inning is where the game finally got in the win column for the Sandia Matadors as they ended up getting some big hit from Jordan Martinez. He had a 2-out RBI single to score the last run in the extra inning to get the W there. Rio Grande had actually come back in that game. They were down 7-2 to Sandia. They got 5 runs in the 5th inning, and that was with 2 outs, so they really definitely took care of business. Actually, it was in the 7th inning, 5 runs in the 7th, and including a 3-run home run to tie the game at 7-7. And we mentioned that Sandia got the last run in the 8th off of the bat of Jordan Martinez, so definitely a big one for him. Martinez also was a really pitcher in that game as a starter, starting to get hit on late in the contest. Kamatz was the one that started for them. He used up so many innings that he will not be eligible for the championship on Saturday, whether Sandia Matadors would get there or not. So he's definitely going to be more on one of the infield positions in this game as it transpires. But very close game. Sandia squeaks it out 8-7 to pull in to this semifinal matchup. And if you take a look at what they've done so far, the Matadors have had some wins against some of the top teams in the state. Their only 2 losses of the season were to their arch rival in the district, La Cueva. So those were the 2 losses overall for them. They're 17-2 on the season, 8-2 in the district. They knocked off Rio Grande twice, 16-1 and 8-7. Of course, that was the playoff game, the number 6 seed. They also beat Farmington, the number 7 seed, or a number 7 ranked team in the state. They didn't make the playoffs, though. I beat them 3-1 and 11-0. I also beat number 10th ranked Piedra Vista 7-4 and 12-2. Of course, the Eagles getting some victories against Cleveland High School, who have been ranked in the top 5 for much of the season. So, again, Sandia gets a lot more opportunities to play some of those top teams being in the Albuquerque area, not having to travel outside the town at all. So it gives them an opportunity to start making their strength of schedule look good and get themselves in a good playoff position. So that's where it stands at this point. Again, Sandia with that 17-2 record, taking on your Hobbs Eagles at 19-2. It's going to be a big one here from Sportsmans Park, Hobbs and Sandia in the semifinals of the 5A State Baseball Tournament. We're going to take a 2-minute break and come back with more of the Hobbs Eagle pregame show on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and at 100.5 The Eagle. You got me back.
Can you hear me?
How long have I been off?
I put you on phone.
Great, thank you.
One minute.
Add another 30, please.
1 minute. $30.
30 more, please.
$30. 15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back live to Sportsmans Park. Ty Friend here with you. Ron Gunner as well. As the Hobbs Eagles and the Sandia Matadors facing off with the semifinals of the 5A state baseball tournament on the line. The winner will play on Saturday at 5 at UNM Lobo Field in Albuquerque for the state championship. And that will be either Oñate or La Cueva. They're playing a few innings ahead of us. They got a late start, supposed to start at 4 o'clock, but they had a storm through Albuquerque, so that's going to be delayed. They are about the 4th or 5th inning right now. We'll keep you updated on that score as well. Again, Oñate, the 8th seed, and La Cueva, the number 4. Sandia got here a little bit late with their bus after waiting out the storm, so they're getting a chance to warm up now. Of course, the Eagles have been on here a little bit longer than them. Starting pitcher tonight, Zach McPeters for the Eagles. He's 7-0 on the season, one of the best pitchers in the state of New Mexico. This is his 9th game on the mound as an Eagle player, of course, on the pitching staff. He has an ERA of 1.27 and a 1 save on the season. Hopefully that won't be a part of the action here because he is the starter. Definitely is going to be a very important part of the Eagles. Depending on how many pitches he gets, it could be his last game on the mound for the season and won't have a chance to do that in the championship because of the pitching number rule for the NMAA. The same goes for Sandia's staff as well. The Sandia Matadors, we've just received their starting lineup. Bear with us on that as we get that quickly written down as they came in here late, as we mentioned. Their starter on the mound will be Ramiro. He is a senior and has an ERA of 1.90. This will be his 10th game that he's played in this season. So that kind of gets you set up there, and we'll get you caught up on who their players at the positions are here in just a minute. Sandia was their top team in district, 8-2 record overall. They outscored their opponents 73-27. That included La Cueva, Farmington, Piedra Vista, El Dorado, and West Mesa. Overall, outscoring the teams that they played throughout the state 191-61. So they had 130-some more runs than what their opponents did this season. Actually, it was 180-41. I was jumping down to La Cueva there. 180-41. So 140-some more runs. Definitely a very explosive team, and a team that had to make a long road trip down here to Sportsmans Park to take on the Hobbs Eagles. Now, Hobbs, of course, working on their championship that they've been waiting for this year. This is the best squad that Coach Boyle has had. It came during the COVID season, but the Eagles have really stuck together. Great pitching staff, some solid bats, consistent, and one of the most consistent teams I've seen over the years at both offense and defense. So they're working on their first. Sandia has won it 4 times, 1968, 74, 79, and 80. So kind of in the same eras there, but they're kind of getting hungry. It's been, 41 years since they've had an opportunity to do that. So Chris Eaton, the head coach, I had a chance to talk to Coach Birmingham a while back, and he used to had to be a part of one of Coach Eaton's coaching staffs as the head coach. Eaton was underneath him for a while. And, of course, Marco Boyle used to play for Coach Birmingham, who just retired up there at UNM. So had a chance to talk to him about possibly the Eagles getting into the championship. He was pretty excited about that. He's out of state right now, so he won't be able to go to those games, either Eunice tomorrow or Hobbs on Saturday. But still, it's pretty neat to have a chance to talk to him about some of these people that he knows quite a bit about. We'd like to mention, too, that game will be televised on not on our station Saturday. We'll have the radio coverage, 100.5 The Eagle, and also at HobbsAmerica.com. The video, unfortunately, we can't do because of NMAA rules, but we'll get you all the audio. They've got the coaches at the plate right now. We'll take another break as we get ready for the first pitch. Hobbs and Sandia in the semifinals of the 5A State Baseball Tournament coming back in 90 seconds.
You're clear. One minute. $30. $15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
We're back live here at Sportsmans Park. Ty Friend and Ron Gunner with you. I'd like to thank Ron for being with me tonight. He keeps me updated on all these history facts here about the Hobbs Eagle baseball programs. We talked about Coach Birmingham right before the break. Kind of botched up what I was talking about there. I was getting confused on his connection, Coach Birmingham, with these two coaches. Of course, Coach Boyle played for Coach Birmingham, which that fact is true. But the other guy, Coach Eaton for Sandia, was working under Coach Birmingham at UNM. So he has a little bit of a higher standard, not the high school, but at the college level. So he has a lot of history with both of these two guys, and definitely he'll be, I'm sure, listening up on the internet to see how the outcome of this game goes. Kind of a little humid situation going on after the big thunderstorm that came through the area as the Hobbs Eagles get ready to take on the Sandia Matadors. Hobbs going to wear those kind of a pale yellowish color uniforms that we've been seeing at home with the yellow numbers and names on the front there, and it's going to be for the Matadors that pale blue and also some gray pants and red socks. So that's what we're looking at with the two teams here today. We have a female umpire behind the plate, so that's definitely kind of neat to see. She's coming out of Albuquerque, plus the other umps I hear are from Carlsbad, so kind of a weird makeup there. Of course, Carlsbad, the team the Eagles beat on Tuesday from the same district, and the other umpire coming from Albuquerque where Sandia is located. So, that's going to make sure the Eagles are ready to play some baseball. We mentioned Zach McPeters on the mound for the Eagles in this first game. Hobbs is batting .343 as a team at this point. They have 37 doubles, 22 triples, and 8 home runs. They've walked 91 times and have had 49 stolen bases up to this point this season. And definitely that's one reason why they're ranked number 2 in the Max Preps poll and the number 2 seed here at the state tournament. Sandia finished up in the Max Preps poll at number 4, finishing with a 16-2 record before the playoffs started. And, of course, they're finishing with this game here tonight in the semifinals. In terms of looking at the schedule coming up on Saturday, actually tomorrow, the Eunice Cardinals are playing in the state championship. They'll be taking on Texaco, and that will be from UNM Field as well. We'll have that game for you on our sister station, Cool 95.7, about 4:45 on the pregame show, the first pitch at 5 o'clock. You can also catch that at HobbsAmerica.com. No YouTube coverage on that one for video, but, of course, the audio. And they're working on their 18th state championship there. They have the record for most state championships in baseball, no matter what division, 17 for the Cardinals. So another great year for them. And taking on Texaco, a team that they went 1-2 against this year, but definitely would like to have a chance to knock them off in the state championship game. So, again, we'll have that coverage tomorrow, 4:45. Again, HobbsAmerica.com. Just click on the Eunice Cardinal logo and also the radio at Cool 95.7. Last few things going on with housekeeping as the umpire is getting ready for all the action. We're going to have the national anthem in the starting lineup, so we're going to take a break, another 2-minute break as we come back live here to Sportsmans Park.
You're clear. One minute. $30. $15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Sportsman's Park. Hobbs Eagle Playoff Baseball live at HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and, of course, on the radio, the Eagle 100.5. Ty Friend and Ron Gunner with you. After a thunderstorm, looks like it's going to be an excellent night for baseball as it definitely cooled it off just a bit. A little bit humid here at Sportsman's Park, but we do have some sunny skies, little patchy clouds here and there. But it should be a nice finish to a big night of baseball here. Winner's going to go on to the state championship on Saturday, 5 o'clock. And I'll be along with another Lee County team. Hopefully the Eunice Cardinals will be playing tomorrow too, so we're going to have some excitement going on here from Lee County with 2 teams left in the mix. Now we mentioned the pretty potent offense for Sandia, and they got to be Hobbs Eagles pitching staff's got to be ready for them. Came in with a 17-2 record. They're batting .356 this season. They were actually down in that ball game against Sandia. In fact, down big time as they were down 7-2 heading towards the end of the ball game. But bottom of the 5th inning, they were able to. The 7th inning, they were able to get themselves back in action to take care of business, and scoring off a 3-run homer, and actually tied the game up at 7-7. That was actually the Rio Grande team that did that. But to finish up the earlier in the game was Sandia in the 5th inning, the bottom of the 5th. They got some big production offensively. Adrian Martin got a double. Stuart Armilio with the double. Adrian Mata with an RBI triple. And their starting pitcher, Kamatz, he had an RBI single. So that got them to that point of 7-2. And we mentioned Rio Grande after that came back to tie it up 7-7 at the bottom of the 7. And then they went to the final inning where it was a win by Sandia after Jordan Martinez hit a 2-out RBI single. And that was the bottom of the 8th to get the win in the extra inning. So they definitely got some guys that can hit the baseball. And if you look at their numbers this season, one of their top producers is Portillo. He's batting .417 on the season. He leads his squad currently. And he's going to be definitely one guy that the Eagles are going to have to be careful about. He's in a center fielder for this Sandia Matador team. Some other guys that are hitting the 400s. Armilio, the catcher, he's at .408 this season. And also one of the leaders with RBIs. In fact, he's number 1 at this point with 19. So got to definitely watch out for him as well. And that's one more guy I should mention is Barela, sophomore. And he's batting .405 at this point. I don't think he's starting in this game, but he does come off the bench when needed. So, again, .356, definitely something to be watching out for this Sandia team. They had 39 doubles up to this point. A total of just 2 triples and 6 home runs. Of course, the Eagles have 8 home runs. They're kind of close in that category at this point as we head into the playoffs. 112 walks, though, which that's about 21 more than what the Hobbs Eagles got. So that's something you got to think about is that they're going to put a lot of people on the base paths to get a chance to score some runs. National Anthem getting ready here at Sportsman's Park. We'll take another 90-second break as the Eagles and the Matadors going head-to-head live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and 100.5 The Eagle.
Clear. $30. $15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Packed house here at Sportsman's Park. All the bleachers are filled up for this one. Time for the best baseball you can imagine as the Eagles trying to get their first championship lined up here with a semifinal matchup with Sandia. Ty friend Ron Gunner and Evie Stuber back at the station tonight. We're on 100.5 The Eagle, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Zach McPeters taking his warm-up pitches. Of course, the Eagles will be the defense to start this game off as the home team. Take a look at the bases real quickly once again. Alderetti at first, Sakaris at second, Graham at third, McCool at short, McPeters on the mound, Singleton behind the plate, the catcher. Left to right, McNabb, and Parada. Eagles at 19-2, 11-1 on the season. And in terms of the Sandia Matadors, Jordan Martinez will lead off, the shortstop. Jacob Kamatz, the first baseman, second. Adrian Martin, the third baseman, will be third in the order. And also Stuart Aramillo, the catcher, the cleanup man. Aiden May, Adrian Mata, Barela, Portillo, Mestes, and Romero will be the roundup of the order for Sandia. And I guess Barela does get a start in this one. Nico Barela, mentioned him as one of the top hitters, 405 this season. He's the DH in the sixth spot for the Matadors. Coming in with a 17-2 record, 8-2 in district. Their only losses this season to La Cueva. Of course, La Cueva was second in their district. So definitely got a pretty good resume. And we mentioned in the pregame, too, some wins over Rio Grande, Farmington, and Piedra Vista in the top 10 in the Max Preps Bowl throughout the season. We're ready for some action here. Jordan Martinez steps up first for the Matadors. He's batting .367 this season. 19 hits, 13 RBIs, and 4 doubles. No homers yet. And that's a team, remember, .356 for the Matadors. First pitch from McPeters, fastball, middle of the bat goes straight up in the air towards first base. On the back pedal for the Eagles, Aldretti in the foul territory, right side, and makes the first catch over the shoulder, then zings it over to shortstop to McCool. He's excited about that first one, puts the number 1 up in the air, and it's out number 1 already on the fly out to first. Definitely had to get himself spun around out there in the foul territory right side because the ball was kind of zinging around and sun right in his face. Jacob Kamatz up now, a very tall kid there for the pitcher last game Tuesday, but this game he's playing first base. Definitely going to have a nice little stretch out there for any errant throws towards his way. Put him down at 5'10", looks a little bit taller than that, just a freshman. Fastball right down the middle, and for the strike. A little delay there for the umpire, but she gets the call that the Eagle fans like to hear. Kamatz back into the box, bat up on the shoulder. Here's the 0-1. Fastball, low and outside, and trying to get down on the knees to stop it as Singleton gets through him a little bit, and he has to chase it down, but no runners on. First inning live here with the semifinals of the 5A State Baseball Tournament here on 100.5 The Eagle, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes McPeters with the curveball and kind of flinching as Kamatz, and decides not to swing the bat. Good decision on his part. Picks up ball number 2 with a 2-1 count. Definitely one of the taller guys the Eagles have faced at the plate. Here comes the 2-1. Curveball down the middle, whacks it out towards center field. Backpedaling is McNabb, but the wall gets over his shoulder, bounces off the wall once, and that'll be a double for Kamatz. First hit of the ball game. A few Matador fans here at Sportsman's Park on the right side behind home plate. So get some loud applause going on there. And a little bit of a misjudge out there by McNabb, but is able to get it off a one bounce off the wall and relayed it in to stop it going from any further than a double. Now the lefty, Adrian Martin. He steps up, the lefty. One down here on the top of the first. He's batting .396 is Martin. Curveball inside, a knuckler towards first base. Should be a routine stomp on the bag by Aldretti, and it is. He's got 2 outs now for the Eagles. A fly and now a stomp on that base for the second. So 2 down. Runner does advance, though, and that was Kamatz going from second to third. In scoring position, though, 2 outs for the Matadors. Stuart Yomilio now, the catcher, is coming up. He's batting .408 this season. 21 hits, 6 runs, 19 RBIs to lead the team, 5 doubles. So a guy that definitely Coach Eaton would like to have at the plate at this point. Now he moved across the plate to the right. So I think he's just trying to get in the head of McPeters just a bit there. Of course, McPeters coming in with a 7-0 record this season, the best in the state. And an ERA of 1.27. Big-time numbers for the Hobbs Eagle pitching staff. Here's the windup and the throw from McPeters. Fastball, low and outside for ball 1. And nice job for Singleton to kind of pop up and make sure that base runner come out, not getting too cocky on that third baseline there. Back in the box goes Emilio. He is the cleanup man for the Matadors. The 1-0 pitch, fastball. Little late swing off the handle. Going to go foul over the Matador dugout on the right side. Out of play. Somebody threw a ball in to get it to McPeters and threw it behind him, so he has to go get it back from his first baseman. That's Alderete, but not sure where the heck that ball was thrown from. Count now 1-1. Fourth in the order is Yomilio, the catcher. Big lead off at third for Kamatz with the 2 outs. Fastball outside and clips the corner, though. Umpire comes up with a finger pointing. Count goes to 1-2. Got him mixing around the home plate just a bit is McPeters. Counts now 1-2. Big pitch coming here. The crowd getting a little bit louder. Here's the windup and the throw. Curveball. A knuckler off the handle goes into the right backstop foul. So staying alive at the plate is Hermilio. Again, getting through a battle with Rio Grande on Tuesday, 8-7. RBI single to win it in the 8th inning. The 1-2 pitch coming from McPeters. Fastball high for ball 2. Just barely missed the strike zone. Hobbs Eagle fans kind of grimacing just a bit on that one. Thought it might have just barely got the top, but not according to the umpire behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes now as McPeters continues to face Hermilio. Takes a little bit more time on the mound, takes a deep breath. Here's the windup and the throw. Curveball out the end of the bat. Rolled to foul territory to the coaching box on the right side, right near first base. Assistant coach getting that back over to McPeters. Hermilio taking a whack at that one and trying to keep himself from not having to be sitting down with a K here with 2 outs. Does have that runner at third still. Kamatz trying to get around to the home plate with that double to start it off. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming from McPeters. Fastball, another late swing, and it's going to go foul over the top of the backstop right, over the Matador section there, and towards the JV field here at Sportsman's Park. Yeah, we had about a 30-minute delay because of the thunderstorm, but it's definitely baseball weather now. Fans are pretty happy to be here. They had to exit a couple of times coming into the stadium because of some lightning strikes around the area. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. McPeters trying to sit down the last batter here in the top of the first. Here's the windup and the throw. Fastball high for ball 3. And now we've worked a full count. Matador fans are happy about that. Urgent trying to get home is Kamatz at third. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes McPeters. Curve inside, off the handle. It's going to roll towards short. Picked up by McCole. Fires to first. And there's out number 3. The crowd erupts here at Sportsman's Park on the ground out, 6-3. And the Hobbs Eagles don't allow any runs to come across. 1 hit, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the first. It's 0-0. Your Eagles to bat next on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and 100.5 The Eagle.
You're clear. 30. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Sportsmans Park. Semifinals of the 5A State Baseball Tournament live as the Hobbs Eagles and the Sandia Matadors going head-to-head. Bottom of the first. Eagles not allowing any runs to come across in the top. Hobbs will have Hunter Wright starting off. Colton Graham second in the order. Eric McNabb and Brevin McCool, the cleanup man. Eagles batting .343 this season. 37 doubles, 22 triples, 8 homers, 91 walks, and 49 stolen bases. First up, as we mentioned, Hunter Wright, the left fielder. He's batting .419. 26 hits, 25 runs, 10 RBIs, 3 doubles, a triple, 15 walks, and 13 stolen bases. He currently is number 1 on the team with those stolen bases in the double digits. Nobody even close at this point. Next would be Sikoris with 8. He's definitely a speedster heading around first through third. Of course, Sandia got their first hit of the ball game, the double from Jacob Kamatz. He went a long time in that Tuesday game against Rio Grande. Got pulled late after Rio Grande started to get back in the game and tying it up at 7-7. So, but he is playing at first base in this one. On the mound is Romero. And coming into this game, as we mentioned in the pregame show, he is currently with a 1-0 record, a 1.90 ERA, his 10th game of the season on the mound for the Matadors. They have Kamatz at first, Mata at second, Martin at third, Martinez the shortstop, Romero on the mound, and Hermilio behind the plate. From left to right in the outfield, May, Portillo, and Maestas. So here comes Hunter Wright, starting it off for the Eagles. This is just a one-game playoff here in the semifinals. No best of 3 like they've done in the past. No doubleheader. Winner goes on, and the loser going to have to go home, and that'd be a long road trip for the Matadors all the way back to Albuquerque. Eagles would like to go there on Saturday, though, for the 5 o'clock championship game. The umpire has just sent out Wright and says he has a necklace on. He thought he had it hidden there, but she's going to send him to the dugout, and as he's going to go take that off here for just a second. Looks like Brevin McCool's helping him out there right in front of the Hobbs Eagle dugout on the left side, as the umpire was getting kind of loud about that one. She doesn't want any bending of the rules going on here. And the crowd kind of sarcastically claps as he comes back in with the removed necklace. So Hunter Wright steps back in, the left fielder. Mentioned he's .419 this season. Starting the offense here in the bottom of the first, still scoreless. Here comes Romero with the fastball. Ripped outside to right center field on the ground. That'll be a single, so he doesn't need the necklace as he gets the hits going for the Eagles right out of the chutes. Hobbs Eagle fans roaring in acceptance of that one. Necklace free and a single for Hunter Wright. Colton Graham up next. Graham batting .209 this season, 14 hits, 17 runs, 9 RBIs, 3 doubles, a triple, has 12 walks and 4 stolen bases. Graham definitely would like to move his teammate right to second if he can, at least with a single. The Eagles were out hit 5-4 against Carlsbad on Tuesday, but still got the 4-2 win. The W much more important here. Fastball. Chop shot is going to take a bounce to the pitching mound to Romero. He just underhands it to first and does advance the runner. One out, though, as Graham gets thrown out at first. Puts it over to K-Mats for the first out. So one down for the Eagles. And that brings up third in the order, Eric McNabb. He's batting .298, has 17 hits, 23 runs, 16 RBIs. He's currently fourth on the team with the RBIs, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 12 walks, and 5 stolen bases. Runner at second is Hunter Wright. McNabb third in the order for the Eagles. Taking some time now is Romero as he gets the call he wants from Yermilio, and a time called as Yermilio, the catcher, is going to run out to the mound and have a few talks here about the pitching numbers that they want to do and the play calls. Waiting with hands on hips at second base is Hunter Wright. Don't forget Eunice playing tomorrow in the state championship. That'll be at 5 o'clock on our sister station, Cool 95.7. Also at HobbsAmerica.com. Click on the Eunice Cardinal logo. Lead off at second now for Wright. Romero going to go with the fastball high for ball one. Eagle fans really getting into this game are applauding every positive situation here for the pitches for the Eagles at the plate. 1 ball and no strikes to McNabb. Taking a peek back at second is Romero. Turns and fires a fastball low and inside for ball 2. So getting into the count now is McNabb at 2-0. Brevin McCool coming up next. And he's definitely got the scoring type bat. Leading the team with 33 RBIs this season. Waggling it just a bit behind his head is McNabb. Romero again looks back at second. The windup and the throw. Fastball, swing and a miss for McNabb. And the first strike. Completely jumped across the plate that time and had to put the brakes on as he was on the right side of the plate. Count goes to 2-1. Romero puts the glove on his chest, looks back at second, sees what Wright's planning back there. Turns and fires a fastball high for ball 3. Good eye for Eric McNabb. McNabb does have 12 walks this season, which is currently tied for second with Graham, McCool, and Sakaris. 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, the Eagles would like to get any type of base runners they can get. Probably not being hit by a pitch, but they'll take it. Here's the 3-1 from Romero. Curve inside. It's going to be, whoa, bottom of the strike zone. Looked like it was near the knee at that point. So definitely going to have to protect the plate now as McNabb with a full count to deal with and 1 down. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Definitely a breaking ball as it was high, then went drop low very quickly. Here's the 3-2 pitch fastball, chopped up straight in the air towards first. Little jog now for Kamatz. He's coming up the first baseline. No, the catcher's going to get it instead. Kind of wafts back behind the home plate at the last second as Yermillo makes the grab off the fly ball. So that's out number 2 as McNabb will have to go take a seat in the dugout. So 2 down now for the Eagles. That kept Wright at second. Brevin McCool, the shortstop, batting .548 this season, best on the team with his 34 hits, 27 runs. 33 RBIs, that is a leading number there for the squad. 7 doubles, 4 triples, 4 homers. He's got 12 walks and 5 stolen bases. He is the go-to guy. Umpire calls time. They're going to go with an automatic walk here. They're going to send McCool to first base. Hobbs fans are moaning about that one. So a freebie given up to Brevin McCool on the intentional walk. Unexpected. It kind of waited until the last second. Now smiling on the mound is Romero as Yermilio, the catcher, runs out and talks to him. So that's going to leave runners at first and second for the Eagles and bring up J.D. Parada. And Parada's going to say, let me be the cleanup man now. I'll take care of business here. Parada batting .344. He's got 22 hits, 19 runs scored, 15 RBIs. He's currently 4th on the team in that category. 4 doubles, 2 triples, 4 walks, and 5 stolen bases. So if you're going to mess with my teammate, let me be the big bat here, says Parada. He is 5th in the order, the right fielder. Runners at first and second with 2 down. We're still scoreless here in the bottom of the first. Hobbs and Sandia at Sportsmans Park. Here's the windup in the throw. Fastball high from Romero for ball 1. Now a walk here would load up the bases. Caleb Simone, Bernie Sakaris, Aldretti, and Singleton. The last 4 in the order for the Eagles. 1 ball and no strikes. Romero looking back at second. The windup in the throw. Fastball. Late swing over the top of it for Parada for the strike. Evens up the count at 1-1. Force out at third for the Matadors. Tell this is going to be a barn burner, it seems, from start to finish. As Romero takes his time, takes a deep breath, looks at both bases, wind up and throw. Fastball low. Knuckler goes to the middle of the backstop in foul territory. A little late on the swing there for Parada. He's going to get another opportunity with the 1-2 count. Chasing it down, Yermilio had to go get it underneath the wall behind home plate. So once again, the runners at first and second, right at second. Brevin McCool getting the intentional walk. He holds out at first. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to J.D. Parada. 5th in the order for Hobbs. Takes a few practice swings. Little chop work there in front of the plate. Here's the throw coming in from Romero. Late swing, and that'll be strike 3 for Parada. So the Eagles starting to threaten just a bit there. They get a single and a walk, but they leave 2 on the bases, first and second. No runs come across. We head to the top of the second. Hobbs and Sandia knotted at 0. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Here, Clay. $30. $10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Start of the second inning here as the Matadors from Sandia going to come to the plate, and the umpire is trying to get him up there quicker. Taking his time for the Matadors. Aiden May. 1 hit so far for the Matadors. May batting .380 for this team. He's got 19 hits, 17 runs, 18 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 5 home runs. One of the top big hitters for this team. Fastball outside for ball 1. He is second on the team with those RBIs with 18 and leads the squad in homers with the 5. He's got 5 of the 6 for the team. Fastball, going to be a bouncer, be foul territory outside the third baseline. Still trying to focus on it is Graham. Goes over there and pulls it down in front of the base coach for the Matadors in the coaching box third side. Count now 1-1. May is 5th in the order for Sandia. They've got 1 hit, the double. Curveball, low and outside for ball 2. K-Mats was the one who got the double back in the first. Eagles picking up a hit from right to start the game with a single. So we're 1-1 in the hit count. Here's the 2-1 pitch coming from McPeters. Curveball, and gets the bottom part of the outside corner for the strike, even up the count at 2-2. Get a lot of support from the Eagle fans after some good pitches from McPeters. Here comes the 2-2. Curves it inside. It'll be fouled off over the top of the netting here, over our heads, behind the press box. Again, packed house here at Sportsmans Park for this semifinal matchup. Waggling his butt now is May at the plate for the Matadors. I'm sure he's putting on a show for us. The 2-2 pitch coming. Little changeup across the middle of the plate. Swinging he got a piece of it. Kind of helicoptered around there, did May, and it sails off to the right backstop. Having to chase it down was Singleton. So count stays at 2-2. Staying alive at the plate is May. Mata, Barela, and Portillo up next. He continues to do that little dance move before he gets the pitch. Fastball, reaches out on it. It's going to go high in the air towards right field. Calling everybody off is Parada. And a one-hand catch made by Parada. Barely even had to jog underneath that. Called off Sakaras from second as he was running back towards right. And that'll be out number 1. Nice catch out there by Parada. So 1 down here in the bottom of the second. 0-0 the score, and that'll bring up 6th in the order, Adrian Mata, the second baseman. Mata batting .357 this season with 17 hits, 13 runs, 15 RBIs, 3 doubles, and a triple. Takes a fastball high for strike 1. Again, this team batting .356 this season. Eagles at .343. McPeters with the windup and the throw. Fastball outside and low for ball 1. Count now to 1-1. No runners on for the Matadors with 1 down. We are slated for 7 here. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball off the handle and sails over the top of the press box behind home plate, out of the foul territory. He's got to get another ball from the dugout, which is rolled into him from the Hobbs side left. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Mata. Here comes the windup and the throw. Curveball. Drops low as it comes across the plate for ball 2. Count goes to 2-2, where we were on the last at-bat for May. Peters takes a little bit more time on the mound, gets the call he wants from Singleton, turns and fires. Fastball, low, almost hit the plate. Comes off the glove a little bit there of Singleton, but able to track it down. And now we've got a full count again. This is our second one of those here in the second inning. 3 balls and 2 strikes. McPeters trying to sit down Mata. Here comes the pitch, curving inside, whacked out towards left field. It's going to go foul, though. And it would have been about a couple of feet shy of going over the fence if that would have been a little bit straighter that time. But and Wright was kind of pulled over more towards the right out there in left field, and that would have taken a long time to track that down if it would have stayed fair. He's still giving quite a bit of a gap out in left field. Full count, though, coming here from McPeters, trying to sit down Mata. Here comes the pitch. Fastball, knuckler off the handle, middle of the backstop. And Singleton's got to track it down for the Eagles. Sends it back to his pitcher, McPeters. Don't think you want to throw it inside curve to this guy because he definitely got a good rack on it a few seconds ago and just would like to straighten it out just a bit. Working on their second hit of the ball game for the Matadors. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Fastball outside and low. That's going to be a walk. So Mata will get a freebie going to first base. Mata now with 11 walks this season. As a team, Sandia now with 113. So they definitely get their guys on the bases when needed. Hobbs came into the game with 91 freebies. Next up is Nico Barela. He's the DH. He's 7th in the order for the Matadors. McPeters turns and fires a fastball. Late swing up the middle of the bat. Sails in the middle of the backstop for the foul ball. Barela batting .405, one of the tops on the team with a total of 15 hits, 12 runs, 17 RBIs, and 8 doubles. He is a sophomore. Big lead off at first for Mata, who got on due to the walk as McPeters looks at him first at first. A little delay, turns and fires, curveball low and outside, but barely clips the corner for the strike. And now way ahead of Barela is McPeters with an 0-2 count and 1 down. Force out at second is Mata back into that leadoff mode at first. Time call to stepping out of the box is Barela. Portillo, Maestas, and Romero 7th through 9th in the order for the Matadors. Still scoreless here in the top of the second. Fastball, swing and a miss, and that'll strike out Barela, the first K of the game issued by McPeters. As Barela will have to take that long march to the right side of the dugout. And now they'll bring up Portillo, the center fielder. Juan Portillo. He's a righty, the center fielder. Portillo batting .417 this season. He is the first on the team in terms of batting average with 20 hits, 12 runs, 18 RBIs. Takes a fastball right down the pike for the strike. 3 doubles to his name and 1 home run. He's the only other guy besides May who's hit a home run for his team. Of course, they mentioned May with 5 this season, the senior. 0-1 count. 2 down here in the top of the second. Runner at first for the Matadors. McPeters acted like he was going to throw to first, but just wanted to see Mata slide head first into the bag. Pick up a little field turf in his teeth. Still an 0-1 count. McPeters ready to reload here. Turns and fires a fastball off the handle. Is going to go foul over the right side. It takes a bounce over the top of the Matador dugout on the right. Count goes to 0-2. Trying to fight off a strikeout here is Portillo. 7th in the order for the Matadors. They've just got 1 hit, 1 walk so far. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Little change-up look, little high for ball 1. Maestas batting .220s up next, and then Romero. Little delay now as McPeters getting the call. Here comes the 1-2. Curveball reaching across the plate off the end of the bat. It's going to be a high one towards right field. Another catch being made by Parada. That's his second catch here in this top of the second, and out number 3. So Parada, thanks to him, a couple outs. A strikeout on Barela and a walk for Mata. 1 runner left on. No runners coming across the home plate. So we go to the bottom of the second. Hobbs and Sandia tied at 0. You're listening live to 5A state playoffs, the semifinals at Sportsmans Park, back in 60 seconds.
You're clear. $30. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome you back to Sportsman's Park. Ty, friend Ron Gunner with you as the Hobbs Eagles and Sandia knotted at 0 in this semifinal matchup. We'd like to thank our sponsors, the Hobbs Eagle Baseball through the playoffs, including IPS, Lasco Construction, R360, the Outlaw Grill, RMS Foods, Hobbs Rental, and Elite Home Health. Eagles at the plate here at the bottom of the second. Caleb Simone, the DH. He is 6th in the order for the Eagles. Simone batting .390 this season with 23 hits and 13 runs, 26 RBIs, 3 doubles, 6 triples, 3 homers, 4 walks, and 3 stolen bases. Takes the first pitch off, fastball high for ball 1. Of course, Simone, one of the lefties on the team, yet he is the DH in this one. Romero goes to the fastball and clips the outside corner for strike 1. The count goes to 1-1. Both teams with 1 hit apiece at this point and 1 walk apiece as well. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball, low one. Swing and a miss over the top of it by Simone for strike number 2. So the count now 1-2 with no outs here in the bottom of the second. Here's the windup in the throw for Romero. Bounces it off the plate and off the chest protector of Yermelio, his catcher, as it rolled toward the warm-up circle there for the Eagles on the left side. So no runners on, though, so it doesn't make much damage for the Matadors. Count goes to 2-2. Trying to stay alive as Simone. Here's the windup in the throw from Romero. Fastball outside. Ball 3, and that time Yermelio kind of messing with his glove, trying to see if he can get a bite from the umpire, and the Matador fans moaning that wasn't a strike, but little fancy glove work there. Full count now. As Simone tried to get to be the base runner for the Eagles. Curve inside and hits a knuckle shot. And that's going to be strike number 3. Not enough contact on that one, and came around on it, but came inside on him. That'll be a strikeout for Simone. That's 2 Ks in a row issued by Romero. 1 to finish up the first inning, and now another out in the second. Bernie Sakaras now 7th in the order for the Eagles, the second baseman. Sakaras batting .350 this season, has 14 hits, 15 runs, 10 RBIs, 3 doubles, 3 triples, and a homer. Fastball clips the outside corner for the strike. Moaning and groaning for the Hobbs Eagle fans here. 12 walks for Sakaras as well. Tied for second on the team and has 8 stolen bases. That is second as well. Fastball high, check swing for Sakaras. They're going to go down to the first base umpire to see if he went around, and he's going to say no. So getting a ball on that one. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. Still scoreless here, bottom of the second. No runners on for the Eagles with 1 down. Romero with the windup in the throw. Curveball inside. Check swing again for Sakaras. They're going to say too far inside for ball 2. Definitely one of the speedsters around the bases for the Eagles. Oh, time called, and a coach coming out from Sandia. I'm not sure what he's wanting to know about, unless he was questioning that one play where they went down to the first base umpire, and they're doing it again. They're going to say he was questioning that second check swing for Sakaras. It just happened. And they went down. She went down and pointed down to the first base umpire and got another call on that one. Counts now 2-1. Now she's shaking her head. No, didn't like the fact she was questioned on that one. The 2-1 pitch, Romero high on the fastball for ball 3. So Sakaras getting well ahead of the count now. Has about a pitch to burn if you'd like to. Again, he does have 12 walks this season. Second behind Wright. So he definitely would like to be a base runner in some fashion. 3-1 pitch, a low and inside for ball 4. Second walk issued by Romero for the Matadors. McCool and Sakaras both recipients. And we're down to the 8th in the order now. Caleb Aldretti steps up, the first baseman. Or should I say Marcus Aldretti, excuse me. He's batting .450, one of the best on the team. Has 9 hits, 6 runs, 7 RBIs, a double. As a runner at first is Sakaras after the walk. Romero takes a peek at him at first, turns and fires. Low and inside for ball 1. Getting a few of those in a row now. Really dropping quickly as it comes towards the plate. Major sinker action there, but got to get a golf club out for those. 1 ball and no strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Still 0-0. Sikoris throws off one of his batting gloves and picked up by the coach on the first base path there. Fastball right down the pike. Clips the bottom part of the strike zone for strike 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strikes. Spinning the bat is Aldretti, 8th in the order for the Eagles. Lead off for Sikoris at first. Fastball inside, a steal being attempted by Sikoris. A throw coming from behind the plate. Not in time as Termilio did a nice job of getting it out to Mata at second, but a nice slide chest on the field turf by Sikoris for the steal. First of the ball game. And for Sikoris, that will be his 9th stolen base of the season. Second on the team. So he's at second now. Eagles with just 1 out, and the count is 2-1 now to Aldretti. Romero looks back at second, turns and fires the fastball, gets the inside corner for the strike. A floater that time, and was that chest high, then it dropped at the last second as it was inside, but holding on it was Aldretti. He's facing a 2-2 count. Got to protect that plate now. Romero looking back at second again, the windup in the throw. Curveball inside, almost takes out the knee of Aldretti that time, and now we got a full count. Eagles trying to push across a run. They have Sikoris at second, a walk and a steal for him. More delay now for Romero on the mound. Comes back with a fastball, hit straight up in the air. It's going to be near home plate. We'll see how it fades. It's going back towards the netting, and it goes off to the left, and a catch made by the catcher Hermilio for the out. Some of the Hobbs fans screaming at the last second to see if they get in his ear there and make him drop it, but he didn't. So catcher makes the second out. And now bottom of the order, Kenyon Singleton, the catcher. Singleton batting .275 this season, has 11 hits, 11 runs, 11 RBIs, plus the 4 doubles and 2 triples, 8 walks, and 3 stolen bases. So he definitely can watch some pitches when he needs to. He's got his teammate Sikoris at second with the big leadoff. Romero goes to the fastball. Knuckler hits right down to the home plate and rolls foul. He came down on top of the pitch that time, the fastball. Romero, the catcher, jogging a little bit ahead to throw it back to Romero on the mound. Again, we had some rain, pretty heavy rain for about 15 minutes, around 5:45 or so. They delayed this game to 6:30, and right now in the bottom of the second, tied 0-0, Sandia and Hobbs. Romero on the mound for the Matadors, throws a fastball, high swing for Singleton over the top for the strike. Count now 0-2. Eagles trying to get some offense moving here. Still scoreless. Both teams having some close games in the Tuesday matchups. Hobbs winning 4-2 and an 8-7 victory for Sandia over Rio Grande up there in Albuquerque. Time called. And then Romero just kind of throws a blooper across the plate just to kind of keep his arm warm there. More than likely, Romero won't be eligible for the championship if they make it on Saturday because most of these starters are going to be going deep in these games and they'll have too much pitch count. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Romero. Fastball high and outside for ball 1. And jumping up quick was Hermilio, making sure that didn't go wild to get Sikoris all the way to third on the wild pitch. Definitely what they don't want to have happen with 2 down. 1-2 count now to Singleton. Ball behind the back and rolling in his hand for Romero. Looks back at second to see where Sikoris is going to move. And time called as see a lot of back and forth by the shortstop to try to cover second. That was Martinez out there playing some fancy footwork behind Sikoris. Left side of the infield. Merrill's going to take a breath. Turns and fires a fastball. Check swing and comes off the bat. Fouled into the middle of the backstop by Singleton. Wasn't sure if you want to come completely around on that one or not. But he's going to stay alive at the plate with a 1-2 count. 1 hit apiece for both teams. Eagles with 2 walks. 1 walk for Sandia offensively. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Big pitches coming here from Ramiro. Turns and fires a fastball, swing and a miss, and that'll be another strikeout. Hobbs has been K'd 3 times in this game so far. They come up with a walk, leave a man on base, of course, at second. No runs come across. We head to the top of the third. Pretty fast-moving game here after the delay. 0-0. Semifinals of the 5A state baseball tournament coming back in 60 seconds.
You're clear. $30. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hobbs Eagles hosting the Sandia Matadors semifinals of the 5A state baseball tournament. Still scoreless, top of the third. The Matadors at the plate. Ezra Maestas will be number 8 in the order. He is the right fielder, his first at bat. In terms of his hitting this season up to this game, Maestas batting .220. He's got 9 hits, 9 runs, 11 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a triple. It'll be Matt Romero, 9th in the order for the Matadors, and then he'll start it over again for the second time. Eagles getting a single from right back in the first inning, a walk from McCool, and a walk from Sakaras. That's the offense so far for them. McPeter's on the mound for the Eagles, the curveball. Clips the outside corner for the strike, as waiting on it was Maestas. Count goes to 0-1. Peters at 7-0 on the season. And the windup in the throw. Fastball racked out across second base into center field for the single. Second hit now for the Matadors. A double for Kamatz and Maestas now at the single. No outs here in the top of the third. We're still 0-0. And that'll bring up bottom of the order Matt Romero, the pitcher in this one. Romero batting. Don't have him any numbers at all. I guess he usually gets DH for because they don't have him for a batting average. They say he hasn't been at bat in this season so far. Did score 2 runs, so he's been at bat. He just has probably gotten some walks out of it. Fastball, kind of a very half-hearted swing on that one and gets the strike call. See what we got for Romero. Looks like he was hit by a pitch, which got him on the base, so there's where his run came from. No walks yet this season. Time called as he steps out of the box. I'm kind of surprised they got him swinging the bat here in this ball game instead of having him being DH. But Brayla's in another position as a DH. Curveball inside. This steal is on. A high throw from behind the plate from Singleton out to McCool, the shortstop covering second. But kind of a blooper throw from Singleton. Plenty of time for Maestas to get to second on the steal. And that'll be first steal of the game for Sandia. And that'll be the 44th stolen base this season for Sandia. Curveball inside, golf swing out towards right center field. We got 2 outfielders going for it, and the man that makes the catch was Parada coming from right into right center. And he throws a nice relay into infield. And that's over to McCool, the shortstop, to make sure the runner didn't get past second, who was already there. And that'll be an out for Sandia. The fly to right center. Nice catch there by Parada. He's been doing a couple of those in the game. That's his 3rd in the right field. Top of the order now for Sandia. They go to Jordan Martinez. He flew out to first base back in the start of the ball game. First pitch come with the curveball, and right across the middle for the strike. Actually, this is Jacob Kamatz. Oh, they've got a DH out there, excuse me. McPeters looks back at second, turns and fires a fastball outside and barely misses the outside corner for the ball. Sandia's got Kamatz is the DH. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. Peters taking a peek back at second. Curveball inside. This is going to be a high one out towards center field. Getting back on the pedal as McNabb makes the catch and throws it into McCool again, the shortstop on the relay. Runner's going to advance. That'll be out number 2. So Kamatz will have to sit down. And that's going to bring up Adrian Martin now. Martin ground out to first back in the first inning. Runners at third in scoring position. Neither team has put one across yet. Couple of hits for Sandia. A double by Kamatz, and Maestas got the single in this inning. He is a lefty, is Martin. Curveball coming down the pike for the strike. Stop sign on for Martin that time. No swing of the bat. Count now 0-1. Peters taking some time on the mound. Checking out the call he wants from Singleton behind the plate. The windup and the throw. Curve inside, almost wild. It's thrown down to third, and they barely missed the tag in the butt. Nice throw from Singleton. Boy, that was a zinger coming down the third baseline, and almost getting tagged out was Maestas. Quick glove work by Graham there at third as they try to get the tag on him. So 1-1 count, very close on that one. As McPeters trying to sit down Adrian Martin. Curve inside, check swing for Martin. Ball hits the plate after that. They called the ball on that one. They're not going to go down to the first base umpire on that pitch. Counts now 2-1 with 2 down. Big leadoff now for Maestas. Here's the throw for McPeters. Curveball zings it right down the middle and shaking his head as Martin. He knew that was going to be a good one and decides to keep the bat solid and not swing it. Count now 2-2 on the strike. Big pitch going to be coming here from McPeters, trying to keep that runner from not scoring here. Top of the third. Curve inside, whacked out towards right center, and Paredes is going to make the catch, and that'll be another out for him. Boy, he continues to be the go-to guy as able to bring that one down. That's his 4th catch in the outfield, and the Hobbs Eagles dodge a bullet there. They get 1 hit for the Matadors, leave 1 on base. No runs come across. We head to the bottom of the third. Hobbs and Sandia knotted at 0 live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and 100.5 The Eagle. Be back with us in 60.
You're clear. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back live here at Sportsmans Park. Hobbs Eagles and Sandia still tied at 0-0 here in the semifinals of the 5A State Baseball Tournament. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you. Evie Stuber back at the station, live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and 100.5 The Eagle. We are slated for 7 here at Sportsmans Park. Couple of hits for Sandia, a double and a single. And for the Hobbs Eagles, just a single so far. They've walked a couple of times, but have also struck out 3. So Hobbs trying to get the bats moving here to try to break this 0-0 tie. Coming up will be for the Eagles, top of the order, Hunter Wright. He was the guy that got the hit to start the game, the single, the left fielder. Sandia getting a lot of warm-up time here for some reason. Looks like they get their final warm-up pitches for Ramiro. He was the starter in this game. Yeah, it's Hunter Wright trying to get things going for the Eagles offense. Okay, we've already gotten a final coming in from that earlier playoff game. La Cueva, the victor, as they knocked off Oñate tonight, so they will be in the championship game. Final score 6-4 in that one. Thanks, Ron. Oñate was the district winner down in Las Cruces, but they were the number 8 seed, so it was expected La Cueva was going to beat them. Of course, La Cueva, the team, is in the same district as Sandia, and the only team to beat Sandia this season twice. Curveball outside, hits the corner for the strike. Quick reload for Romero, turns and fires a curve inside, swing and a miss for right for the strike. Now an 0-2 count. The Eagles got to get some base runners going here. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Romero. Bounces it off the plate and off the elbow of the catcher, Emilio, and it's going to roll out to the left backstop as Colter Graham's going to be a nice guy and flick it back to the catcher. Big grin on his face that time. 1 ball and 2 strikes now for Hunter Wright. Graham, McNabb, and McCool, 2 through 4 in the order for the Eagles. Nobody on the bases yet here in the bottom of the third. A wind up in the throw, fastball high. Check swing there for Wright. They're going to go down to first base umpire to see. Hobbs fans think they a little bit premature on that one. It seemed like pretty high from up here, above the elbows. About up near the shoulder height there. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curve inside. A good whack at it, but it's going to go towards the left side of the field. Foul. Rolls up the side fence in front of the Hobbs Eagle dugout. And third base umpire is going to chase it down as it bounced back out towards the third baseline. And Coach Boyle said, hey, give it to me. I'll take care of it for you. And the plate umpire now is walking over to Coach Boyle at the third base box. She just want the ball, or does she have some words for him? Yep, she is talking to him for a second here. Not sure what that was all about as he chucks it over to the Sandia dugout on the far right side of the field. 2 balls and 2 strikes now is the count. As Romero on the mound facing Hunter Wright, top of the order for the Eagles here at the bottom of the third. Fastball down the middle and keeps it way outside as it kind of rolls out at the last second, and lunging across the plate was Wright for strike 3. That's the 4th K for the Eagles, and now Colton Graham trying to jumpstart the Eagle O, second in the order. He grounded to the pitcher, Romero, back in the first inning for an out. Nobody on the bases for the Eagles with 1 down. Here's the pitch coming. Ooh, whoa, curveball completely got off the hands of Romero, and it sails to the netting. And I'm talking probably about 30 feet around the base, around the home plate that time. A little boomerang look there. Probably 3D to our camera on YouTube at this point. You would have had to definitely get on some wheels to even get your bat on that one. 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes Romero. Fastball outside for ball 2, so maybe a trend going on here. A little humid out on the field there, possibly starting to affect the fingers of the pitcher, Romero. 2 balls and no strikes for Graham. Graham does have 12 walks this season, tied for second on the team. Fastball high and outside for ball 3. So well ahead of the count now is Graham. A few pitches to burn if he wants. Looks over to Coach Boyle at the third base box. Definitely wants to be selective on these next pitches. You can expect a fastball coming across here from Romero, just trying to get himself back on track. Here comes the 3-0. Fastball outside for ball 4. So the Eagles now with their 3rd walk of the ball game. Graham's got one, so does McCool and Sakaris. And now Eric McNabb will step up. He flew out to the catcher behind home plate back in the first inning. He's going to talk to Coach Boyle on the third baseline for a second as the catcher Hermelio out to talk to his pitcher Romero. So runner at first for the Eagles. Still tied 0-0 here in the bottom of the third. 1 down. Still a 2-1 hit count in favor of Sandia. Eric McNabb at the plate now. Coming into this game, he has a .487 on base percentage and a total of 16 RBIs. In the top 5 on the team, curveball high and outside for ball 1. So Romero trying to get some control on his pitches here, and that's going to get a time called as Sandia is going to head out with Coach Eaton as he wants to make sure that his pitcher is going to get in the right frame of mind. We're going to take a break. Eagles and Sandia tied at 0-0. Come back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Here, Clay. 10. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back to live action at Sportsmans Park. Romero still remains the pitcher for Sandia. Fastball hits the outside corner, swing and a miss for McNabb for the strike. As his coach went out and talked to him for just a second on the mound to get him under control a little bit. He had some errant pitches and slipping off his fingers. Runner at first for the Eagles is Graham after a walk. 1 ball and 1 strike. Romero goes to the fastball, hits off the plate, wild pitch. As the catcher, Romero's got to track it down off the left of the plate, and that'll be an easy time for Graham to get to second. Definitely don't want that to happen in this situation with 1 down. Runner at second out of the Eagles. And that's going to put McNabb with a 2 ball and 1 strike count with 1 out. Lead off at second for Graham. Time called as McNabb pulls out. Of course, Brevin McCool's up next. He got intentionally walked back in the first inning. They don't want to have his RBI bat up there. Long stare down at second for Romero. Turns and fires a fastball. Whacked out towards center field. Shallow, though. See if the outfielder gets it. No, he's late. That's Portillo. Let it drop. And that'll be a single for Eric McNabb. Eagles down with 2 hits, 2 for Sandia as well. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard for runs, though. But Hobbs now with runners at first and third. And Brevin McCool, the guy you want to see in this position. Sweet Caroline on the PA system here. Of course, we know why McCool needs to be at the plate. He's leading the team with RBIs with 33. Has also a total of 27 runs scored this year. Time called as the part of the infield is going to go talk to the pitcher Romero, and the umpire's got to head out to the mound too to get everything settled down as the catcher had run out there. That's Emilio, and she's going to pull him back in. Don't want them to take advantage of the timeouts. 0-0, but the Eagles knocking on the door with runners at first and third. The winner's going to play Saturday night at 5 o'clock, state championship at UNM Field in Albuquerque. Brevin McCool, they're not going to intentionally walk him this time. That would load the bases. Romero going to turn and fire. Fastball right across the plate for the strike. Cole just kind of waited on that one. Kind of see what he's going to be offered and likes the fact he's going to get a few pitches this time around. Umpire has a few words for him. He's shaking his head yes. This little small talk going on, I believe. No balls and a strike with the runner at first and third for the Eagles. 1 down, bottom of the third. Still 0-0 with 2 hits apiece for both teams. Ball on the shoulder now for McCool. Here's the 0-1. Fastball. Late swing, and he got spun around 180 that time, did McCool. I'm not sure what happened. Lost his footing just a bit. And he'll take an 0-2 count now. Definitely wants to have that one back after the pirouette. Big leadoffs at first and third for the Eagles. Romero going to slow down the pitches here now at the mound. Takes a peek over at first. Looking at McNabb, turns and fires a fastball. Late swing, and again, the footing was off for McCool. Kind of tripped as he went across the plate, and that's strike 3. So 5 Ks now from Romero on the mound, and there's Sandia fans getting a little bit loud on the right side of the stadium here. Going to bring up 5th in the order, J.D. Parada. He was the last out of the first inning on a strikeout. He definitely doesn't want to be in that position again. Parada with a .432 on-base percentage heading into this game. And he does have 15 RBIs, which is currently second on the team. Time call as he steps out of the box. He's got runners at second and third, as they did get a stolen base on the last one. McNabb got over there, so fastball, swing and a miss for Parada. Count goes to 0-1. 2 down, though, for the Eagles. Runners at second and third. Definitely want to break this tie. Couple swings of the bat here on practice rounds, and now a time called as Parada steps out. They're going to call a balk. This will score a run for the Eagles. A balk call, and that's going to bring out the coach. Yeah, he's on a happy camper. Coach Eaton out on the field, so a balk on Romero on the mound, and that will score the run, and that will be Colton Graham getting across the plate, and he's got some words for the umpire. Of course, that wasn't the plate umpire that made the call. It came from the infield, from the third base umpire who's over there now. Coach Eaton out on the field shaking his head no, hands on the hips. So the run scored by Graham, and Hobbs on the scoreboard finally 1-0. Maybe that's not the way you want to get your run, but you take what you can get in such a close ball game. Coach Eaton now wants to talk to the other umpire, so he's going to leave the plate and is going to go head out towards third base. That umpire was near second when he made the call on the balk, and now he's at third, and that's where he's going to have a nice little tea party with Coach Eaton on the Sandia Matadors squad here. So we'll take a delay as we're waiting to see what's going to transpire with this. It's not going to change the call, obviously, but J.D. Parada, though, has got to focus as he got another runner still at third, and that is Eric McNabb, who got a single earlier in this inning and would love to have a chance to come home to make it 2-0. Eaton shaking his head at the third base umpire. Now the plate umpire out there talking to her teammate. Hobbs up 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. We are slated for 7. Just a one-game series going on with this one, not like the past best of 3 because of the COVID restrictions. Now another time called behind the plate is now Emilio, who could have been out there talking to his pitcher, want to go out and talk to Romero, and they're going to give him some time to go have a discussion. So really that's kind of taking advantage of the time of these games when you start doing that. He had plenty of time to be out there to have the discussion, but giving it to him now. So Hobbs scoring on a balk, which brought across Colton Graham. Timeout is done as jogging back to his catch position is Emilio. Still waiting McNabb at third, the runner. J.D. Parada at the plate, facing an 0-1 count. 2 down for the Eagles with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Here comes Romero with the windup and the throw. Fastball, swing and a miss for Parada for strike 2. Coach Boyle over there in the third base coaching box trying to show him how to get that bat straightened out a little bit and swing away. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Romero. Fastball high for ball 1. Good eye for Parada. Parada's 5th in the order for the Eagles. Caleb Simone up next, the DH. Hopefully getting him a chance to maybe get an RBI in there. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Romero. Curveball high and outside for ball 2, and those are the ones that have been getting away from him. Doesn't want to have another wild pitch opportunity. That would definitely score McNabb. 2 balls and 2 strikes here with the 2 outs. A little more of a delay this time for Romero. Gets the call he wants, turns and fires a fastball, swing and a miss, and that'll be strike 3 and out 3 as Parada goes down. Big swing on a over the top of the pitch. But the Eagles do get a hit. They get a walk, score a run off a balk call, leave 1 on the bases, and we'll go to the top of the 4th. Hobbs up 1-0 over Sandia. We're coming back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. $30. $15. Three, two, one, go.
Back to live action here at Sportsmans Park. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with you. Evie Stuber back at the station. Eagles leading 1-0, top of the 4th. Sandia at the plate. Thanks to our sponsors, the Hobbs Eagle Baseball, including IPS, Lasco Construction, R360, Outlaw Grill, RMS Foods, Hobbs Rental, and the Elite Home Health. Matadors at the plate, and they're now bringing up, getting his batting gloves all adjusted, ready to go for the Matadors. They trail 1-0. At the plate is Stuart Yermilio. He is the catcher and ground out to short for the last out of the first inning, right over to Brevin McCool. Puts his hand up to the ump behind the plate, stays in the box though, and kind of swinging the bat with one hand in a 360, and he's ready for a pitch from McPeters. Here's the windup in the throw. Curveball, and about shoulder high, drops a little bit too high for the ump's liking for this ball 1 call. Yermilio. And then May and Mata, the 2 M's up next. 2 hits apiece for both teams. Here comes the 1-0 from McPeters. Fastball low and outside for ball 2. Kemetz had a double earlier in this game for the Matadors, and Maestas had the other hit a single. They've been walked one time and have had one strikeout. Stepping out is Emilio and kind of stretching the bat straight out in front of him here. Here comes a 2-0 from McPeters. Fastball hit late. It's going to be out towards McCool again at short. Turns and fires at first. It's in the dirt. Dug out. Nice job by Algeretti to save that one and get the scoop for the out. Should say in the field turf, not the dirt. It's nice and brown over there, though. Boy, saving that one was Algeretti. So out number one. Emilio goes down on the ground out to short. Now it's going to be Aiden May. He flew out to right field. One of the many outs caught by Parada in this ball game. I think he's on number 5 now. One down here in the top of the fourth. Eagles up 1-0 thanks to a balk call. Here's the first pitch from McPeters. Fastball low and outside for ball 1. Mata, Barela, and Portillo next in the order, 6 through 8 for the Matadors. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Curveball. Clixie outside corner for the strike. 1-1 count now to Mata. Or correction, May. He's a guy that likes to wiggle his backside here before he takes the swing. Here's a 1-1 curve. Well across the plate and spinning around is May and does not make contact for the strike. Ball went off to the right a little bit as Singleton had to track it down for the Eagles, the catcher. So now getting behind in the count is May. Little butt waggle is not going to help the bat hit the ball, so hopefully he's going to try to adjust a bit for himself at least. 1-2 pitch, curveball inside. Going to bounce it over to third to Graham, fires across the field, and there's out number 2. A day at the office for Colton Graham. Of course, Graham pitched that win over Carlsbad 4-2 on Tuesday. He had 99 pitches in that game, and that means he will not be able to play in the championship Saturday, unfortunately, due to the NMAA rules. And, Ron, what do we have pitch totals in this one so far? 58 so far for Zach McPeters on the mound. Thanks, Ron. And so he's starting to burn some innings and pitches as well. And, of course, he's going to be probably not in contention to be playing at the pitcher's mound at least on Saturday. Curveball across the middle of the plate for the strike. Of course, J.D. Parada will still be in the rotation, available on Saturday. And that's crossing their fingers they get it there. But they're right now up 1-0 over Sandia. Here's the 0-1. Fastball. Hit hard out towards left center field, and coming over to get it is McNabb from center to the wall, and a one-hand catch for out number 3. Some good movement out in the outfield by the players so far. Right field, we've been seeing Parada, and now, of course, we just saw McNabb moving from right to left to make the catch there. So that'll be out number 3. 2 ground outs and a fly out to left center field. No hits, no runners on. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Can the Eagles get another run to add on to their 1-0 lead over Sandia? Come back and find out in 60.
You're clear. $30. $10. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Close ball game here at Sportsmans Park as the Hobbs Eagles leading 1-0 over Sandia, the semifinals of the 5A state baseball tournament. Live, Ty friend Ron Gunner and Evie Stuber back at the station tonight. Live on 100.5 The Eagle on the radio, HobbsAmerica.com on the internet, and also video on YouTube. Hobbs Eagles hopefully going to play Saturday night, 5 o'clock for the state championship. La Cueva has already punched their ticket. A 6-4 winner over Oñate tonight in Albuquerque. So they've got their little wait and to see which team's going to come out of this one here in the South. Of course, tomorrow Eunice is going to be in the state championship against Texaco at 5 o'clock, 1 versus 2. We'll have that game on our sister station, Cole 95.7, also at HobbsAmerica.com. So catch that at 4:45 for the pregame show. We'll remind you that here later in this one. Eagles at the plate, though, leading 1-0. Bottom of the fourth, Caleb Simone. He struck out back in the second inning. Still on the mound for the Matadors. Romero with the curveball inside, whacked off the handle as it gets out to foul territory in the first base coaching box area. And that'll be a foul for Simone. He's 6th in the order, the DH. Sakaras, Alderete, and Singleton round out the order for the Eagles here in the second go-around in the batting order. Of course, the lefty is Simone. Here comes the 0-1 from Romero. Fastball. Jacks it out towards first base. Gets out into right field on the roll. Stretched out glove there that time for Kamatz. And that'll be a single for Simone. So Eagles now have a total of 3 hits, all singles. Wright, McNabb, and Simone. And leading the hit count 3-2. Very important one there. The Eagles would love to tack on some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 4th, up 1-0. Bernie Sakaras on the plate now. He is with a walk at this point, had a steal as well back in the 2nd. And one of the fastest base runners on the team. Merrill taking some time to get that pitch coming here. Looks at first, turns and fires a fastball, showing Bunny Sakaras down the first baseline. Does he have time to make it? He's got the speed. The throw to first, scooped up on time and thrown by Romero. He ran to that first baseline from the mound and able to make the throw, kind of a sidewinder to get the out. So nice little confrontation going on that time, but unfortunately does not get Sakaras on base, but he does advance the runner Simone to second. One down for the Eagles, and that'll bring up Caleb Alderete. I keep saying Caleb. Marcos, excuse me. I don't know why I keep doing that. Marcos at the plate, 8th in the order for the Eagles. He flew out behind the home plate to the catcher on the last time at bat back in the 2nd inning. Lead off at second by Simone. Curveball outside for ball 1, and sliding over to make the catch was Emilio behind the plate and trying to make sure that didn't go wild for his pitcher. Singleton will be 9th in the order for the Eagles. And then we'll be done second time in the rotation of hitters. Little flinch by Romero at the mound and getting back in time to second with Simone. He's got to be careful out there. He had a balk call on against him earlier. Does not want that to happen again to get the movement of the runners as a gift for the Eagles. Here's the 1-0 pitch, curve inside off the edge of the bat, goes out towards second. Mata on the scoop and the throw. A connect from 4-3 as he makes it over to Kamatz for the out. So 2 down off some grounders for the Eagles. And now it's Kenyon Singleton checking in. He's the catcher, of course. Struck out for the last out of the 2nd inning. Definitely does not want to duplicate that here. Runner does go to third. That's Simone, so he's getting some help. And knocking on the door, trying to add to the 1-0 lead. Singleton currently with 11 RBIs this season. 2 down, though, for the Eagles. Here's the pitcher, Romero. Fastball, swing and a miss for the strike. Simone giving him a thumbs up after he had to go back to third. He definitely wants to have his teammate hit him home. Romero now with an 0-1 pitch coming. Fastball down the middle, swing and a miss again. That one low for strike 2. Trying to stay alive at the plate is Singleton. So we ran out the second go-around for the Eagle batters. Gets himself quickly back in the box for the Eagles, and a big leadoff at third for Simone. The 0-2 pitch coming from Romero. Fastball inside and gets underneath it, high up in the air towards left field. The shortstop heading back there, Martinez, and makes the catch toward the third base line in the left outfield. That was a shallow hit for Singleton, or a shallow fly, I should say. And that will be out number 3. The Eagles do get a hit. They leave one on base. No runs come across. As we head to the top of the 5th, kind of a fast-moving ball game. It's 1-0. Hobbs up over Sandia in the semifinals. We're back in 60 on YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and on the radio, 100.5 The Eagle.
You're clear. $30. $15. 10. 3, 2, 1, go.
To the sounds of YMCA here at Sportsmans Park, the semifinals of the 5A state baseball tournament. Ty friend Ron Gunner and Evie Stuber with you tonight. Still on the mound for the Eagles, Zach McPeters sporting that 7-0 record. He's only given up 2 hits so far in this ball game. And those have been a double and a single. Has struck out 1 and given up just 1 walk up to this point. So he wants to go to the distance in this one. Now up for the Matadors, who trail 1-0, is Nico Barela, the DH. He was the K back in the second inning. Hobbs Eagle fans will love to see this team make it to the state championship on Saturday. Here comes the pitch from McPeters, curveball, and a little low, but it's going to clip the outside corner for the strike, as holding on it was Barela. Hits coming from Kamatz, the double and the single from Ezra Maestas. Here comes the 0-1. Curveball at the end of the bat, going straight up in the air, heading towards shortstop. McCool's going to call off his teammates, a one-hand catch, and makes it between second and third for out number 1. So Barela's going to sit down. First out for the Matadors here in the top of the 5th. Juan Portillo now, the 7th in the order. He flew out to right. One of many outs caught by Parada out there for the Eagles, the right fielder. Portillo, Maestas, and Romero coming up next. Curveball inside will be fouled outside the left third baseline over to the Hobbs Eagle dugout. Sandia trying to get something going here offensively. Very few hits in this game, total of 5 combined. The windup in the throw now from McPeters. Curveball outside for ball 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. 1 down here in the top of the 5th. We are slated for 7 at Sportsman's Park on a rain delay night. Here's the 1-1 pitch from McPeters. Curveball inside. It hits the elbow, and that's going to be hit by a pitch. Portillo getting a freebie. First time that's happened in this game so far for either team. So freebie issued to Portillo. So a runner on for the Sandia Matadors. Portillo has been hit. That was the 7th time this season. That ties him for first on the Matadors. Yermilio, another guy that's been hit 7 times in games this year. For a very useless fact, I guess. Lead off at first by Portillo. Fastball outside for ball 1. And low as well. Ezra Maestas is at the plate. He was gotten the single back in the 3rd and a stolen base. 8th in the order for the Matadors. 1-0 pitch. Fastball outside for ball. No, she got a late call. The umpire behind the plate called the clip of the outside corner. Breaking ball went high to low that time across the plate. Count goes to 1-1. Another leadoff for Portillo at first. Flinching off the rubber that time was McPeters. Decided not to throw it to first. Getting back in time was Portillo. The 1-1 strike count. Curve it inside off the end of the bat. Kind of stretch across the plate. Backpedaling Sikoris, the second baseman. And he goes back on the pedal and makes the catch with 2 hands. So the out there for Sikoris at second. And he was kind of backpedaling out to right center to make the catch. So 2 down now for the Matadors here in the top of the 5th. They're down 1-0. Top of the order now, Jordan Martinez. He has flown out twice to first. Catch made by Aldretti and out to right center. The steal is on the way after a ball. They throw the ball from behind the plate. Singleton to second. The tag's made. Brevin McCool, the shortstop, makes the tag for the Eagles. Head-on collision with the base runner that time. Beautiful throw for Singleton right of the second bag. And that's how the collision happened. Out number 3 for Sandia, picking off the base runner. Heads up play there by Singleton, the catcher for the Eagles. So not much going on there for Sandia. They get no hits. Nobody left on the base after the tag out at second. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The Eagles still up 1-0, trying to punch their ticket to the state championship Saturday live on the Eagle 100.5.
You're clear. 30. $15. Three, two, one, go.
Back at Sportsmans Park, the Hobbs Eagles up 1-0, bottom of the fifth. We are going 7 in this semifinal matchup, Hobbs and Sandia. Eagles with 3 hits, 2 for the Matadors. Hobbs at the plate, top of the order, Hunter Wright. He is 1 of 2 with the single and the strikeout, but this is the third rotation of hitters for Hobbs. Still on the mound is Romero for the Sandia Matadors. Curveball high and outside for ball 1. Eagles have 5 Ks in this game so far, make it 6, and have been walked 3 times. 3 hits as well, 3 singles, Wright, McNabb, and Simone. Curveball inside for ball 2. Hits the plate as well, and having to chase in front of the plate is Emilio, the catcher. Eagles' scoring run was coming from Colton Graham. After a walk, a steal, and a run. I mean, he got on the home plate because of a balk call from third base, so he definitely was happy about that. Time is called. Coach Eaton out to the mound. I think we're about ready to see a pull of Romero. He's only given up 3 hits in this game, but we saw a little bit of control issues back about an inning or so ago as he lost some pitches with curves way outside and high. Slipped off his fingertips. The whole infield's in there. I haven't seen a exchange of the ball yet. I don't think it's going to happen either. They've taken a lot of time out just for pep talks out there. And they're going to leave Romero on the mound. So that's going to be Hunter Wright going to still take on Romero. Again, Wright, one of the 3 hits for the Eagles so far. 2-0 count. Well ahead of the order is Wright. Eagles up 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the windup and the throw. Fastball high for ball 3. So Hobbs Eagle fans starting to get a little bit louder here. They like to see a base runner on this one. Wright has a total of 15 walks this year. That is first on the team, so he definitely has a good eye. Takes a fastball down the pike, though, for the strike. Always going to guess that's going to happen just to make sure that the batter is going to be a little innocent. Or takes a 3-1. Fastball down the middle again for strike 2. Full count now for Hunter Wright. Due up next, Colton Graham, who got on due to a walk. Back in the 3rd inning. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So wind up in the throw for Romero. Curve inside, golf swing. A chopper that's going to go foul behind home plate and roll to the right backstop area. As Emilio's going to have to track it down, the catcher for Sandia. Looks like somebody's giving some words out to Emilio. Keeps stopping and looking towards the crowd here. He must not be too happy about some of the cat calls. Still a full count now. Romero facing Hunter Wright, staying alive. Top of the order for the Eagles. We mentioned Graham, McNabb, and McCool. 2, 3, 4 in the order. Coming up next. No outs here. Here's the windup in the throw. Fastball hit high up in the air towards the pitcher's mound, and coming up in front of it, the pitcher almost get knocked down by his catcher, Emilio, who almost took his knees out. Emilio says, let me have that one. Catch was made, though, by Romero, and that was almost a train wreck waiting to happen, but the out caught catch by Romero. So out number 1 for the Eagles. Colton Graham will step in next for Hobbs. He ground out to the pitcher as well back in the 1st. Got on due to a walk, had a steal, and then was sent home on a balk call for the only run of the game for the Eagles. So ump-aided, I guess you could say. Romero's going to come with a fastball first. Swing and a miss. Underneath it is Graham for strike 1. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Officially 7 innings in this one. Of course, an extra inning Tuesday for the Sandia team, winning 8-7 over Rio Grande to come to this game tonight, the semifinals. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Romero. Curving inside and about shoestring height there. Good eye for Graham to hold on with the bat on that one. Count goes to 1-1 on the ball. 1-1 and a 1-out situation here for Colton Graham. Going again right back to the shoes for ball 2. So Graham doing a good job of keeping the eye on where it needs to be. Eric McNabb up next. One of the 3 hits for the Eagles is single. Also had a steal. 2 balls and a strike. Here comes Romero. Curving inside, almost got the elbow of Graham for ball 3. Definitely has one pitch to burn here. If he thinks he likes it, take a little lunge at it here. The 3-1 coming. Curving inside, back to the shoe again for ball 4. There's a walk for Graham. He's gotten 2 of those in this game. Back-to-back at-bats as well. 4th walk issued by Romero in the contest. 3rd in the order now, Eric McNabb. He's 1 of 2, flew to catcher behind home plate and had a single and a stolen base. McNabb came into this game with a .487 on-base percentage. Definitely wants to be another base runner for the Eagles with just 1 down. Graham with the lead off at first. Fastball underneath, swing and a miss, and way off the base that time was Graham, and jumping up in front of the plate was Ermilio, and he's trying to throw it to first, but he lost the ball, and it looked like it just flipped up in the air, and he was scurrying. That mask got caught on his face as well as he tried to throw it off in front of home plate. Counts 0-1 on the strike. Getting the lead off for Graham at first. More of a delay now for Romero, getting the call he wants behind the plate. Looks back at first. Long delay here, and he's going to throw it to first way late. Just kind of darts it over to first to make sure that Graham didn't get too cocky over there. Still 1-0 Eagles, bottom of the 5th. Romero really slowing things down with an 0-1 now. Fastball outside, low for ball 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. Brevin McCool, the cleanup man, who got intentionally walked to start the game. Did get a chance to swing the bat second time. He definitely wants to be an RBI hitter here in just a minute. 1 ball and 1 strike. Romero goes to the fastball. Knuckler out to right field, going towards the wall. One-hand catch pulled down by Maestas, and that'll keep the runner on first as they get a nice relay back to first base to Kamatz. And so that'll be an out. The fly out for McNabb to right field. Nice snag there by Maestas. A lot of work out in right field, especially for the Eagle defense in this game. Parada really doing a great job out there so far tonight. Brevin McCool, the cleanup man, he's 0 for 1, struck out, but also had a walk, intentional walk back in the first inning. 2 down, though, for the Eagles, the runner at first. They lead 1-0, bottom of the 5th. Romero, again, very concerned about the runner at first. Wind up in the throw, inside curve. Ball gets dropped by Ermilio, but I'm not sure if that's a little gamemanship out there. Wants to see if he can get Graham to bite too far off that first bag and throw him out. That'll be out 3. 1-0 count. Brevin McCool, again, the leader on the team with RBIs with 33. Takes a fastball and bounces off the plate. Wild pitch. It's going to hit the left backstop, and that will get a rotation for Graham to second. So the Eagles trying to get in scoring position if they can here, but they're still dealing with 2 outs. Now the plate umpire is, I think, telling Hobbs Eagle first base coach to back up into the box. She was using her hand and brushing him back, but now a time is called. Romero going to have another trip out to the mound. He's had several of these in the game. So he goes talks to Romero, his pitcher. Also, we're going to bring in his third baseman, Martin. 2 balls and no strikes with 2 outs now for Brevin McCool. He's getting some last-second instructions from his coaches on the first and third base boxes. Of course, Brevin McCool leads the team this season with home runs, has 4 of those to his name, 7 doubles, 4 triples. Mentioned the 33 RBIs to lead the squad, and a total of 27 runs. Now they're going to intentionally walk him. They took that long during a timeout, and now that's going to get the coaching staff not too happy about that, as they think they could have called that a little quicker. So the intentional walk to McCool, his second time it's happened to him. Hear the booing from the Hobbs Eagle fans here at Sportsmans Park. That is the 5th walk. 2 of those intentional, though, to McCool. I know his dad gets that video camera out and get kind of tired of letting the coaching staff of Sandia control his son's destiny here in this game. Hey, he's a base runner, though. He'd love to score a run. Runners at first and second, 2 down now. We got J.D. Parada at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. He's due one. Curve inside, flinch for Parada. They're going to call the strike as the plate umpire not even going to look down to the first base ump to help out with that one. They're going to make the call. 0-1 now to Parada. He's a few words for the umpire behind home plate. Says, I'll make better on this next swing. Again, runners at first and second. Eagles up 1-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. Here's the windup of the throw. Romero goes low, almost wild, and kind of pushing the glove down on the turf that time was Romero to make sure that ball didn't get through, because that would have got runners to second and third. Graham and McCool both on the bases due to walks here in the bottom of the fifth. It's J.D. Parada, fifth in the order. Count is 1-1 with 2 down. Big leadoffs. Romero going to turn and fire a fastball. Hits the plate, rolls in front of it. The run is on to third. Ball bounces off the throw from Yermillo as he finally gets control of it behind the plate. Throws it to third. A ricochet, but the runner's going to stay solid. So wild pitch is going to cause some issues again. And still waiting to see if we got any activity in the bullpen for Sandia, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything because a lot of times they just rotate guys on the field instead of somebody in the dugout there. Nobody in the bullpen as of yet. Runners at second and third now for the Eagles off another wild pitch. Time called at the plate by Parada. Coach Eaton staying in the dugout now. He's not coming out to the mound again. He's been out twice so far. 2 balls and a strike now to Parada with 2 down and runners at second and third. Hobbs fans getting loud. Here's the pitch from Romero. Curve inside. It hits the plate, and that's ball 3. So they're starting to get in the head of Romero on the mound. I really wouldn't be surprised if we'd see a change at the mound right quickly because the fans are really getting in his head. Everybody's standing on their feet here at Sportsmans Park. At least the middle grandstand is right in front of the press box. See a couple of heads popping up on YouTube now. Time called once again. Remilio, the catcher, out to talk to Romero on the mound. And the umpire is starting to move out there more frequently to try to get them to hurry up these delays. 1-0, Eagles up here in the bottom of the fifth. Trying to get some more coming across, though. I don't think they're feeling too confident about just a 1-run lead. We have 2 more innings after this, 6th and the 7th. Back in the box goes Parada. Again, 3-1 count. He gets a walk here to load the bases. Here's the pitch from Romero. Fastball inside, a knuckler off the handle, goes right to third, and the throw to first should be in time if they scoop it out, and yes, they do. Nice throw from Martin, connects over to Kamatz for out number 3 on the grounder from Parada. So the Eagles get a couple of runners on due to walks, but no hits, no runs come across, and they leave 2 on base. We go to the top of the 6th. 2 innings regulation left. Hobbs up 1-0 over Sandia. We're coming back at 60 on 100.5 The Eagle, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. $30. $15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back at Sportsman's Park, top of the 6th inning. Hobbs leading Sandia 1-0, semifinals of the 5A State Baseball Tournament. Coach Marco Boyle started in 2008, record of 211 and 165. And his opponent tonight, Chris Eaton from the Matadors, started in 2018, a record of 47, 27, and 1. Thanks to Ron Gunner on those numbers as we get ready for the 6th inning. Zach McPeter still on the mound for the Eagles, going the distance in this one. Curveball outside and low for ball 1 as he faces Jordan Martinez, the top of the order for the Matadors. He is 0 for 2 with some flyouts. Fastball down the middle, yanked out towards center field. Should be a routine catch for McNabb, and is with a one-hander with the glove. So out number 1, that's 3 flyouts for Martinez. And out number 1 here in the top of the 6th, Eagles up 1-0. Jacob Kamatz, the DH, first baseman as well. He's 1 of 2. He had the first hit of the game for Sandia back in the first inning. Has some size out there at 5'11". Had a double. Also flew out to center field to McNabb. So McNabb better be on the warning out there to get his 2nd in a row out here if he can get another snag out in center. First pitch curveball floats across the plate. Count it for the strike. Not sure Kamatz was even ready for that one as he kind of shook his head after that. One down here on the top of the 6. Here's the windup and the throw from McPeters. Curveball, low and outside for ball 2. Nice save there for Singleton to get his body down, chest protector to knock that to the field turf before it got by him. No runners on, though, causing any damage. 2 balls and a strike. Here comes McPeters again. Fastball outside off the end of the bat, goes foul right. Good contact for Kamatz, is trying to even out his bat just a bit. That'll sail over toward the right field wall and bounces off. One of the Sandia coaches chasing that down. Count to 2-2. 2 hits so far for the Matadors. Kamatz had the double and the single from Maestas. He's 9th in the order, though. Here's the 2-2. Fastball at the end of the bat, right on the ground to first. It should be an easy one, Aldrade. He just picks it up, scoop, and a stamp on the base for out number 2. So ground out over to first. And we got one more out to go here in the top of the 6th. Adrian Martin, 3rd in the order for Sandia, 0 for 2, ground to first. So get ready, Mr. Alderete. And a fly to right field. Get ready, Mr. Parada. 2 down. Quick reload, and here's a pitch from McPeters. Curve it inside and right down the pike for the strike. The lefty Martin waited on that one. Definitely going to be getting more protection on the plate this next time around as he swings a 360 bat before getting the pitch from McPeters on the 2nd. Fastball right down the middle again. This will be strike 2. Martin had the stop sign on twice, and this time he's going to have to swing the bat. Some junk, I bet, coming from McPeters. This could be out number 3 here. The windup of the throw, curveball, hit high up in the air towards left center, and moving over there is right, and makes the catch near the wall. So the fly for Martin to left center is out number 3. No hits, no runners on, no runs come across. The Eagles going to get some offense generated here, leading 1-0 heading to the bottom of the 6th. They're listening live to Hobbs Eagle Baseball in the playoffs on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and 100.5 The Eagle.
You're clear. $30. Three, two, one, go.
Hobbs Eagles still up 1-0 here, bottom of the 6th, as they lead 1-0. And again, the winner going to the state championship Saturday night, 5 o'clock against La Cueva. Boy, Zach McPeters having a great night so far. As Ron Gunner reminded me, he's had 3 up, 3 down in the last 3 innings, so definitely taking care of business on the mound. And on his 76th pitch, as he shut down the last 3 batters at the top of the 6th. Again, 1-0 to score. Eagles at the plate trying to add on to their lead. Caleb Simone will be up for Hobbs. He is 6th in the order. He's 1 of 2 at the plate with a single and a strikeout. Hobbs total of 3 hits so far, all 3 singles, Wright, Graham, and Simone. 6 strikeouts so far for the Eagles as well, and a total of 5 walks. In fact, Graham has picked up 2 himself. So the lefty Simone up now, as we mentioned. Eagles got their run back in the 3rd inning, and it's held up so far. Definitely want to get as many more as possible, though. Romero's been on the mound for Sandia since the start as well. Looks like he'll continue on. He's had a couple of meetings with the coach, Eaton coming out there a few times, but he's remained. Takes some time, gets the windup and the throw. Curveball hits the helmet of Simone. He's going to throw that bat hard towards the dugout. Not a happy camper. Boy, that's what you had the plastic on the head for. Eagles have been hit for the first time in this ball game. And there was one hit of Portillo for the Matadors as well. So they're even in that category, not the one distinction you want to continue on. Bernie Sakaris now 7th in the order for the Eagles. He's 0 for 1, ground out to the pitcher and walked, also had a stolen base. Runner at first, as we mentioned, is Simone. Boy, long delay this time for Romero as he looks back at first. Turns and fires a fastball, showing Bud Sakaris down the third baseline. Coming up to get his Martin. Fires to first on the 5-3 for the first out. He had to do almost the same thing last time Sakaris showed the bunt, and that time the ball got thrown a little bit quicker as Sakaris almost beat him the first time. So he have to sit down with the outs. That does advance the runner Simone to second. And now 8th in the order, Marcus Aldretti steps up. He's 0 for 2. He flew out behind the plate to the catcher and also ground to second. Kenyon Singleton warming up in the circle for the Eagles. Bottom of the order, so Hobbs getting ready to go on the third rotation of hitters. They lead 1-0, bottom of the 6th. Big lead off at second for Simone. Curve inside, gets some great distance on this one towards left field. It's going. And at the last second, the umpire is pointing foul, I believe. Yep, the umpire on the third base line waited for the last second and called it foul. It looked like it was going to leave the outfield there in the left. Coach Boyle thought they had already seen a signal at home that it was a home run, but third base umpire's the one closer to the area, so they called a foul ball. Very tucked into that left corner of the left field. Deep out there. They don't have the numbers out on the field this season, so I can't really give you a number on what the number out there is, but 0-1 count now to Sakaris. A fastball high for ball 1. Hobbs Eagle fans fired up. They thought they were going to have a homer there. That would have made it 3-0, but now time called as the umpire wants to clear out the dugout. A couple of players are overflowing in the Hobbs Eagle dugout, and I know Ron said earlier she's calling it by the book, and that's definitely the case. Doing some housekeeping here is the ump. And she's from Albuquerque, by the way. Back at the plate, I said Sakaris, it's Aldretti. He's got a 1-1 count. Here's the windup throw. Romero, high fastball for ball 2. Aldretti did not have a home run this season, and almost had one there. Does have 7 RBIs and 9 hits. Almost had 10 on that one, and would have been his first homer of the season. Still got an opportunity here. 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Runner at second. Curve it inside. A little higher than the shoulder there for ball 3. Definitely just want to be a base runner. Don't have to go over the wall if you necessarily. He does have no walks yet this year, so if he gets issued one here, that would be his first. 3-1 count now to Aldretti. Singleton waiting to come up next. Here's the windup in the throw. Curveball outside and high. Almost got away from Yermilio, the catcher, not because of his fall, but a wild pitch was coming, and that'll be a walk to Aldretti. 6 W's so far, and that's going to be time for a pinch runner checking in. And I believe going on into the field is that Espinoza? Couldn't see the number, that lemon-colored numbers that we have for the Eagles. Always kind of hard to tell. But a pinch runner, courtesy runner out there for Hobbs. Espinoza usually one of the guys that gets an opportunity to do that. We haven't had any of those in this game so far. Time is called as the umpire gets taken care of on the scorecard. Still a 1-0 lead here. Runners at first and second. Singleton is 9th in the order for the Eagles. He's 0 for 2, struck out, flew out to short. 1 out, though, so Hobbs still has a couple to deal with here. Coach Boyle having a discussion with the plate umpire now on the third base line. Giving him a few more opportunities here for some swings to get warmed up for Singleton. Again, La Cueva's already punched their ticket, winning 6-4 tonight over Oñate. Cueva comes in with a 17-3 record. Beat Cleveland in the first round, 10-4, the number 5 seeded team. La Cueva's number 4. Oñate was number 8, being bounced tonight. Hobbs with runners at first and second, leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, we are going 7 unless we go extras. Back in the box goes Singleton. Big leadoffs are both runners for the Eagles. Romero gone the distance so far for Sandia. Here's the throw. Fastball outside for ball one. Again, that's starting to get away from him. No activity in the bullpen yet, but again, we start to see a lot of subs coming from the outfield or the infield for the relief if need be. A lot of these guys play more than one position, obviously. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball high for ball two. A walk here would load the bases. Singleton has 8 walks this season. Love to make it 9. Actually, I'd rather have a hit, I'm sure, but take your base runners any way you can get them in this type of ball game. Romero looks back at second to check the runner, turns and fires a fastball. High again for ball 3. Good eye there for Singleton. 6 walks so far from Romero. Singleton could get a 7th here. Would bring up the top of the order Hunter Wright, who has a single to start the game. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Curveball outside for ball 4. You got to think that Coach Eaton's going to have to make a decision to change the pitching staff here pretty quickly. As runners at all 3 bases now, and the Eagles trying to add to a 1-0 lead. Definitely don't want to leave guys on the bases. They've done 7 of those so far in this game. Top of the order, Hunter Wright. He is 1 of 3. A single, struck out, and flew out to the pitcher. And another courtesy runner is going to check in. See if I can catch the lemon number this time. Let me see who that is. I couldn't catch that one again. That might be Isaiah Montez. Pretty sure that's him out there at first. Runners at all 3 bases. Hobbs up 1-0. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. There'll be one more at bat for Sandia. Hobbs would like to make it more than just one for them to catch up. So Hunter Wright getting a few practice swings. He's checking in now. Eagles got to be very smart on the bases. They only have 1 out, so don't want to get too greedy here. Usually you get more aggressive when you have 2 down. Here comes Romero off the mound and fires a fastball high for ball 1. He's trying to get himself back on track. Coach Eaton has started to step in front of the dugout now for the Matadors. Like he's getting ready to make a pull here pretty quick. Here comes the 1-0 pitch now. As a delay now for Romero. Stays on the rubber. And the windup and the throw. Fastball for ball 2. Another good eye for Hunter Wright. Getting some quick starts there on the bases for the Eagles. And here comes Coach Eaton. This time I think we're going to see the ball being exchanged with somebody else in the infield. On the mound. The whole infield's going to make a meeting of the minds now on the hill. And let's see who they're going to make a change. If they don't make a change this time, this is the 3rd time they've been out there as the whole infield.
Let's go, H!
Long discussion on the rubber at this point. The whole infield waiting to make the decision. And Coach Eaton is leaving the game again. They're going to keep sticking with Romero. A lot of these timeouts have been called here by Sandia throughout the contest at this point. Just kind of playing some sight games with the Eagles. But one way you can shut that down is to get a hit, and Wright's getting ready to do that here momentarily with bases loaded. Just got to stay away from the bases the best you can with any hit because that's easy double play territory. 2-0 count, fastball. Clips the top of the strike zone, but the umpire's going to say a little high for ball 3. A walk would send home a run and an RBI for Hunter Wright. Boy, that's usually going to get a strike on that one. 3 balls and no strikes. Definitely like to get that extra run across, if not more. Here's the 3-0 pitch from Romero, fastball, and that's going to be a ball high, and that will be a walk and a run scored. So the Eagles go up 2-0. It's coming across the plate for the Eagles is Simone. A walk issued to Wright. That's 7 in the game, and the Eagles up now 2-0. So really working Ron Gunner hard on the scoreboard tonight. Second time he's got to change the score. Had 1 in the 3rd, now 1 in the bottom of the 6th, and still just 1 out. Runners at all 3 bases again. They are loaded. And now it's Colton Graham. He walked twice in this game. Takes a curveball knuckler and bounces it onto the plate right in front of the catcher, Yermilio, for the foul. So 2 walks for him, also a ground out to the pitcher. He did score a run thanks to a balk call back in the 3rd, the only run to start the game, and he was very happy about that. But he's been on base 2 out of the 3 times. 1 down, 2-0 Hobbs. Here's the windup and the throw from Romero. Fastball, bottom of the strike zone for the strike. Holding on it was Graham. He's second in the order. McNabb's up next in third, and then McCool, the cleanup man. He's walked twice in this game. So the walk's starting to mount up for Romero. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball, late swing, and that's going to be strike 3 for Graham. 7 Ks for the Eagles offense. And now it's Eric McNabb's turn to step into the box. He is 1 for 3, has a single, a stolen base, flew out to the catcher behind the home plate, and also flew to right. Runners at all 3 bases for the Eagles, leading 2-0 bottom of the 6th. Winner goes to the state championship on Saturday. First pitch, fastball, check swing for McNabb, and they're going to go with the strike call behind the plate. She doesn't even take a second to talk to that first base umpire. She thought he rotated around a little much, and he paid the price on that one. So count 0-1 now for McNabb. Big leadoffs at all 3 bases due to the 2 outs. Here comes Romero. Curveball right down the pike for the strike. 0-2 count. Don't want to leave 3 on the bases here. Great opportunity to extend your lead, 2-0. 0-2 now as Romero takes a little bit more time with the pitch, and time called is stepping out as McNabb. Making him think about it just a bit. We'll be live tomorrow with Eunice Championship Baseball on our sister station, Cool 95.7 and HobbsAmerica.com as the Cardinals take on Texaco, and hopefully a 5A game on Saturday. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Curve it inside, and strike 3. Watching it was McNabb, and unfortunately that's going to be out number 3. But the Eagles do get 3 walks in the bottom of the 6th. They get 1 run across, but 3 left on base. We go to the top of the 7th, a last hurrah for the Matadors. Your score is 2-0 in favor of the Eagles. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. $30. $10. Three, two, one, go.
Sandia Matadors at the plate. They trail the Eagles 2-0 here at Sportsmans Park, the semifinals of the 5A state baseball tournament. Sandia came in with a better batting average as a team in this game, 356 to the Hobbs Eagles, 343. But boy, Zach Peters really shut down that offense. Sandia with only 2 hits in the game so far, and have only picked up 1 walk as well. So definitely some great defensive jobs being done here by McPeters, and he's 3 outs away to getting his 8th victory with no losses this season and a state championship berth on Saturday. It's Stuart Yamilio, cleanup man, takes the first fastball down the pike for the strike. He's 0 for 2, and he ground out both of his last 2 at-bats over to Brevin McCool at short. And he's backed up towards the outfield now, McCool is. Trying to give himself some room to make a throw. Curve inside and right back. Guess who? Brevin McCool turns it, fires to first from short position and gets it to go 6-3 for out 1. So 3 ground outs to Brevin McCool for Yermilio. Hobbs Eagles with out-of-state championship would love to get one in this season, and they're going to be heading a chance to do that with 2 more outs here. 2-0 Hobbs, top of the 7th. Aiden May, 5th in the order for the Matadors, 0 for 2, flew to right and ground to third. So on notice is Graham and Parada. Fastball down the pike for McPeters and the strike. He's really got some mustard going now. Count goes to 0-1 for May. Mata's due up next. Fastball low and outside for ball 1. Evens up the count in 1-1. And Sandia just trying to get some runners on the bases. Serious problems doing that. Their last hit, 1 in the first inning and 1 in the third. Nothing else since then. Here comes the 1-1 from McPeters. Curveball off the end of the bat goes foul right over the top of the Matador dugout out of play. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Eagles came in with a 19-2 record, 17-2 for the Matadors. This is the big one, though. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from McPeters. Fastball high, swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll sit down May. Second K of the ball game for Zach McPeters on the mound, and 1 out away from a state championship berth for the Eagles. Fans are starting to get on their feet here at Sportsmans Park. They are tasting it. A lot of pressure going to be put on Adrian Mata. He is 6th in the order for the Matadors. 0 for 1. He flew to left center and walked. He had the only walk in the ball game for Sandia. Last chance here, top of the 7th. Quick pitch now for McPeters. Fastball high for ball 1. He's not going to waste any time here. Wants to kind of put some full court press on Mata, even though we're in baseball. Here's the 1-0. Fastball hits the outside corner for the strike. Evens up the count at 1-1. Eagles with a 2-run lead in the top of the 7th. They won't even have to bat here if they can get that last out. Back in the box goes Mata. Took a time before that. Waggles the bat a few times. Here comes the pitch from McPeters. Curveball on the end of the bat. It's going to go foul and hits the side fence on the right side. Sandia's side of the field. Did get a contact on it. Didn't get it straightened out the way he wanted it, did Mata, but he's just happy to get some connection after only 2 hits in the game for the team itself. Working on his 8th win of the season is McPeters. He's quick reloading with a 1-2 count. Fastball, swing and a miss, and it's strike 3. And there's a major throw the gloves all over the field for the Hobbs Eagles in the infield to get the win. 2 Ks to end the ball game for Zach McPeters, and the Hobbs Eagles are going to the state championship. Coach Boyle, the coaching staff, with some big hugs. And a big win for the Eagles here at Sportsmans Park. So make your tickets ready to go for the Eagles as they will head up to UNM Lobo Field to take on La Cueva for the state championship on Saturday. We'll take a 2.5-minute break as Eagles win 2-0 over Sandia here in the semifinals of the 5A state baseball tournament, live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and, of course, the Eagle 100.5.
You're clear. $30. $15. $10. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back live at Sportsmans Park, the Hobbs Eagles victorious in the semifinals of the 5A state baseball tournament, 2-0 over Sandia. Eagles improved to 20-2 on the season. Sandia ends their season heading back to Albuquerque at 17-3. Ty friend Ron Gunner, Evie Stuber with you live at Sportsmans Park. They just announced over the intercom here it's been over 40 years since the Eagles have been in a state championship game, and they're going to go to the one coming up Saturday night at 5 at UNM Lobo Field to take on La Cueva. And we'll have that coverage here on HobbsAmerica.com. Also on the radio, 100.5 The Eagle. Exciting game for the Eagles. Not a lot of hitting going on for either team. Only 5 hits total, but you get what you get, and you get the W. First of all, for Sandia, they finished with 2 hits. Jacob Kamatz went 1 for 3. He had a double. And then also Ezra Maestas, 1 of 2 with a single. That's all the hits they got. 2 total, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk for the Sandia Matadors. Not much going on offensively for them whatsoever. On the Hobbs Eagles side of the coin, nobody with multiple hits, but 3 total. Hunter Wright went 1 for 3. He also had a single and a walk in this game. Eric McNabb went 1 for 4 with a single and a steal. Caleb Simone had a 1 of 2 night with a single, was also hit by a pitch, and scored one of the Eagle runs. So those are the 3 guys that took care of business. We should mention Colton Graham also scored a run off a balk call and a couple of walks with that. And let's see who our other run was. Caleb Simone was the 3rd run for the Eagles, the winning run and the last bit of the ball game in the 6th inning. So Hobbs getting 1 run taken care of in the 3rd, and they also put a couple more on across the 6th to get the 3-0 victory. Or was it 2-0 victory? Right, 1 run in the 3rd, and 1 run in the 6th. Is adding an extra run there. So a big win, 2-0 for Hobbs. So that's the big victory for Hobbs. An 8-0 record for the pitching of Mr. McPeters. Zach McPeters getting the victory here. Again, he only gave up a total of 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk in this ball game for the win. Unfortunately for him, I'm not sure what was his pitch count. He had 86, so that's going to keep him out of the championship, at least on the mound. But, of course, he does play some first base and get a chance to bat as well, which is going to help out the Eagles regardless. So a lot of people excited jumping up around here at Sportsman's Park. You can see the team out there here at Sportsman's as well, out near the dugout as getting a victory, and packed house here at Sportsman's tonight as they were wanting to see this team head all the way to the championship. We're going to take one final break here, 60 seconds, and give you the information about the championship game on Saturday as the Eagles will take on La Cueva. Again, final score here at Sportsman's, Hobbs 2, Sandia 0 in the semifinals of the 5A state baseball tournament. Coming back at 60 on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and 100.5 The Eagle.
You're clear. $30.
Add another minute, please.
Okay. $30.
Give me another 30.
Okay.
Can you add another 30?
30.
Another 30, please.
So. 30.
Go ahead and get a minute in there, please. Thanks.
$30. Three, two, one, go.
Welcome back to Sportsmans Park. It's the Hobbs Eagle postgame show. It's Hobbs victorious over Sandia, the semifinals of the 5A state baseball tournament, 2-0 as the Eagles out-hit Sandia 3-2. Hobbs getting singles from Hunter Wright, also Caleb Simone, and one other hit from Eric McNabb, a single. So definitely important hits there. Not a lot of offense in this game, but at the same time, 3 beats 2. In terms of hits, and it also 2-0 on the scoreboard in terms of runs. The only 2 hits for Sandia Kamatz with a double, and Ezra Mestis ended up with a single. Again, the winner, Zach McPeters, going 8-0 on the season now as he gave up just the total of 2 hits. He struck out 3 batters and had 1 walk in this ball game, and that was a complete game for Zach McPeters. So Hobbs getting the victory, of course. They go to 20 wins on the season, 20-2 overall, as Sandia finishes up with 17-3. Eagles now will face La Cueva, and that will be Saturday. Now, we're getting different discrepancies on start times. I know the official schedule originally had a 5 o'clock start time for the 5A on Saturday. The schedule tomorrow is supposed to be the same, 12:30 and 5. Eunice would be the championship at 5 tomorrow. So we're still trying to get some confirmation on that, and none of the sources that we've checked so far have any of the times set. They were kind of waiting to see what the games are going to go like first and whether or not maybe this one was not going to get going or started because of the thunderstorm that came through earlier. But anyway, we're going to have to keep updating you on that one. We will have the coverage regardless and just be watching or listening to our No Mark broadcasting stations tomorrow. We should have a final say on that and get those out on our radio stations, and we'll also have HobbsAmerica.com on the game as well. So the Eagles winning 2-0 over Sandia. We'd like to also remind you that we do have the championship tomorrow for the Eunice Cardinals, the 2A. They'll take on number 1 seeded Texaco. That'll be at 5 o'clock tomorrow. We'll have the pregame show at 4:45, the first pitch at 5, and that will be on our sister station, Cool 95.7 FM, also at HobbsAmerica.com. No video on that game tomorrow or Hobbs Eagles championship on Saturday. So please be with us tomorrow again, 95.7 and HobbsAmerica.com at 4:45. And then on Saturday we move. Now we don't move. We stay in Albuquerque and go to UNM Lobo Field again as the Hobbs Eagles will take on La Cueva. Now La Cueva winning a very close matchup earlier tonight, 6-4, as they knocked off the 8th seed Oñate by 2 runs. La Cueva, the number 4 seed, beat the number 8 Oñate. Now La Cueva now is 17-3 on the season. Their first round win was over Cleveland, 10-4, who was the number 5 seed. So they're pretty much going in order with the victories there. And they're ready to go with that game on Saturday as the Hobbs Eagles will take them as the number 2 seed, of course, with the Eagles' victory here. So hopefully you enjoyed the games, no matter where you're listening to us on tonight or watching us on YouTube. It's been a blast, 2-0 win over Sandia. I'd like to thank our sponsors of Hobbs Eagle Baseball in the playoffs, and that includes Saturday's game as well, including IPS, Lasco Construction, R360, Outlaw Grill, RMS Foods, Hobbs Rental, and the Elite Home Health. I'd like to thank Evie Stuber back at the station, backing us up. Ron Gunner with all the stats, scoring, etc., history, and everything else he provides. Myself, Ty Friend. Again, the Eagles winning 2-0 tonight over Sandia. They're in the state championship on Saturday. Once again, back at HobbsAmerica.com and 100.5 The Eagle. Have a great night out there, everybody.
You're clear.
Thanks a lot, Evie.
No problem.
Okay, see you later.
Bye.